Heck, you
Is it
might
the
miss out the
cat too?
beginning of the Outer Wilds DLC.
That's kind of what I was
No.
thinking of.
Ah.
Was
I will-
the
once
fact
again, I will
that as
still-
soon as we
yeah.
like Jesse has been asking actively if we're starting the
That's
Outer Wilds
interesting.
DLC. I don't think it's necessarily because he's excited to do the Outer Wilds DLC. I think it's because I told him 4 weeks ago that we were going to be starting next week. And I don't mean next week as in like this next week. I mean 4 weeks ago I said, hey, we're starting next week. And then he was like, oh, should I be there then? And I'm like, nah, sorry, we're still doing Grime. Because we had to like delay by like multiple weeks. And then, you know, the game's a little bit more rough than I initially remembered. But anyway, welcome back to everybody's favorite playthrough, Grime. It's really funny because normally on Twitch, for me, with such a small following, typically whatever is the most recent video is the one that passively gains views, because it's the one that auto plays when people go to the channel, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
But it's funny, when I woke up this morning and I was like, and, you know, I was waiting for the shower to warm up, I go to the Twitch channel and Professor Layton had like 17 views, whereas the 1 hour Grime session only had like 6, I want to say, despite being afterwards.
Layton's popular, man.
I think people like Professor Layton. It turns out, who would have guessed?
The Lighten.
Professor Layton. But anyway, we're back with Grime. There you go, Lawrence. Feel free to take it away.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, sorry. To finish my thought, because I know that Sabas probably wants to talk about the thing that she calls a cat, but the reason why I brought up like the game night from yesterday was that today I was like, how much would it cost if I wanted to get like a bunch of expansions for Root and Clank and Epic Spell Wars, like a bunch of the expansions that have been like passively coming out to market in the background, you know, while the world's been falling apart. And so I tallied them all up today, and it would cost $420.
Oh god.
And it's like obviously I'm not gonna get all that at once.
That's a lot of money, my man.
Because obviously Lawrence remembers Root. I don't think Saba ever played Root. I think we stopped playing it by the time Saba joined the friend group. But they came out with you remember ooh, nice. You remember Red Dragon Inn, how they stopped doing, or not stopped doing, but they would do like mini sets of characters instead of just like the group of 4.
Right.
So Root kind of did the same thing, where they started producing stuff called Marauders, where the idea is that Marauders are like, I guess you would call them like AI, quote unquote, controlled characters. Nice. Where you have resources that you can spend, i.e. your points. You can spend them to hire Marauders, and then the Marauders will just passively go around the map doing stuff for you, generating points for you. And so they just added like a shit zillion Marauders, and every single one of them has their own like unique little figurine and like unique ability. And I'm like, ooh, I want them all so bad.
Hey, that sounds dope.
They have because when I went to their, because like I said, I haven't really been following the development of like the Root franchise for a while, but I looked today and it was like, wow, there's like 10 different Marauder packs, each with 1 or 2 types of Marauders in them. And then they released a because you remember how Adrian had the big Red Dragon Inn box, which was designed to hold all of the nonsense.
The super box.
Yeah, like the super box. They have a specialized Marauders box. Just for the Marauders, because each one has its own like little figurines and items and stuff like that, right? And it's like, I guess that makes sense, but it's still crazy.
That's pretty dope. I would love to see that giant Root box.
God, could you imagine a Root box that was big enough to hold all of the expansion?
Oh yeah.
And you know the other thing that I feel a little weird about, because you and I obviously both know that Root has incredible quality, right? The quality of the little figurines are like really nice. The quality of the cards is really nice, all that jazz. they keep making nice. Oh, it's a surrogate. I thought this was the old surrogate. They keep putting out corrections where it's like, hey, sorry, we realize that the phrasing of this particular player board is inaccurate to what we intended. So here's
very interesting.
so here's a sticker. So here's a sticker pack that you can buy for $1 that you're supposed to perfectly line up on the player boards. That way it updates what the phrasing is supposed to be like and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, that's kind of interesting. And then they had because I have it, I don't know if you recall, I bought it a while ago, but they have the balance board where the idea is that it had updates for, oh my goodness,
this feels boss-like.
I'm gonna stop for a second. God, I'm so excited for this.
I think
He's really excited.
I think it wants me to go right.
Nice.
All right, I like to take the elevator down, please.
Where's the on button?
It's the shapely Findus.
Yeah, hand. Why the Barbringers would worship one as yourself is truly unfathomable. Let me give you a hand, buddy. All the great, such beauty you destroy, and you will destroy them.
Are you
as
doing
well.
the old man voice from yesterday?
Absolutely.
I cannot let you do that.
We cannot let you do that. Oh, shit. Oh,
So yeah,
shit,
say
dog.
hello to the shapely Findus.
Oh, he ain't shit. Maybe ain't shit.
One of the
never mind,
best
that's
songs in the game, by the way.
Oh, fire!
Oh my god.
So this is going to be a circumstance very similar to the Misbegotten Amalgam that you did, because this is considered to be the second hardest fight in the game.
You know what? I feel that.
So
fight.
this is gonna be a minute of Lawrence kind of banging his head against this until he can get the pattern down. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep yammering about stuff. But they released the balance board for Root, or balance boards rather, where it's like they updated the Vagabond so the Vagabond could keep up with like the new factions.
God, here.
They updated the Woodland Alliance so that way they just didn't win all the time because they had like a really high win rate comparatively. And then they updated some of the stuff for the Marquise de Cat.
Oh yeah.
Because players were like, man, it's really upsetting that we're not allowed to like. Because you remember when we played Root, Marquise de Cat starts with control over the entire board, and then over the course of the game, you're just losing territory.
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, that feels really bad, and so no one wants to play Marquise de Cat.
Bad.
so they're like, yeah, can we get an update for this?
And
So their initial response to that was to release the automated factions update, right? Or the automated factions expansion, where they had like I guess you would call it like AI controlled Marquise de Cat, Eerie, and Woodland Alliance. Scoozy. But then they update, and then they just like, you know what? Let's just make Marquise de Cat a little bit less brutal to play as, so that way you don't feel as sad when you get your ass handed to you every game.
Yeah, because Marquise the Cat, I think, has a super cool concept of you have to defend, but I get it. It feels bad.
It feels bad because you start with the world and then you lose it.
You slowly lose it. You learn that you cannot defend everything that you love.
Yeah. But yeah, because then the Kickstarter happened for the Marauders expansion, which added a bunch of stuff, including a bunch of the Marauders that I just talked about. But it also added like one new faction, which I think was called like the Hireling King or whatever, which specifically uses Marauders as like their thing. So it's like a faction that has factions, which is really fun. But yeah. So how you liking the shapely Findus for now?
He's okay. Right,
it's very much a woman.
Oh, okay. I will say I am facing a lot of stamina issues with this person.
It's a lot of get good, you know?
Yeah.
How many Motley Pearls do you have now? I think you have 3.
No clue.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You got 3. Oh, well, I don't know. You don't really have access to a nerve pass at the moment, but it might be worth upgrading your weapon.
Damn, that's a long way through. Well, we'll see. Is there a nerve pass somewhere in the map?
There should be a nerve pass in the palace. But that being said, you didn't really explore the palace per se. You kind of beelined it directly here. God, look at your fucking stats, dude. Fucking 10, 10, 14.
Keeping it balanced. Right.
10, 10, 14, 2, 0. Your guy is dumb as shit.
You don't need smartness.
Look at all of that mass.
Shit.
God, you gotta crunch all. Yes, dude.
Yeah, I'm just gonna munch it down. It's time.
You gotta crunch.
Holy shit, you have 14,000 mass.
It's time.
Are you putting it in the stamina?
Hand. Yeah.
Wait, not all of it. Yeah, do you have enough for one more, right?
Actually, can I just do this? There you go. How many? Oh my god, I can keep going. Oh, maybe.
I would recommend taking one away from force and adding it to strength. Or that works. That works too. Yeah. So you have enough for 5. So you just crunched for 5 levels.
Absolutely.
Holy
That's what I want.
Christ.
That's what I want.
Lord, you were functioning at a 5-level deficit this whole fucking time.
Well, not anymore. It is time, Hand.
Well, it's time, Hand. I'm coming for you. Wow, good counter. Nice.
Oh, do I have stamina? I don't.
He's beginning to believe. And then whip it real good. Yeah, there you go. How fucked would it be if, because this is a hand, if there was fucking if there was 5 health bars?
I would not like that.
Oh, that'd be so good though.
Baby. If I just hug you, I just gotta.
Oh, hello.
Oh. What? Oh, never
wow,
mind.
you did it.
She ain't shit. She ain't shit.
Who do you think you are? I am. Do you know who I am? I'm Axom or whatever.
Oh, ooh, ow, ooh.
Oh, I thought.
There's a lot of just angry bashing right now.
There's good reason for why
fast.
Shapely Findus is fucking furious with you, by the way.
I poked its fingers, its toe beans.
We haven't really been paying attention to the lore really that much. You remember how Shindra it was like really disdainful of you multiple times?
Sure.
For reasons that we can get more into later, like after you get out of the palace. Your character is literally the physical embodiment of death in this world where otherwise characters don't die unless external force is applied to them, right? Because everything in this world is made of stone. Stones just erode over time, but they last a really long time, especially if you keep proper maintenance on them. So when you go up this elevator, just look at how nigh perfect Shapely Findus is in terms of like quality of the stone that it's made out of. It's also covered in wax, but that's not here nor there at the moment. But yeah, the long and the short of it is that this isn't the first time that a person with the spiral heart has arrived in the palace with the express purpose of getting through the palace, right? And the last time this happened, many thousands of years ago, it was Shapely Findus that finally stopped you.
Oh shit!
Because as you've noticed, when you kill enemies, you gain mass, right?
Yeah.
How many? You fought a lot of enemies in here, right? But the enemies are typically people with like the servant's headdress on and like or fucked up creatures, right?
Yeah.
How many things have you seen in this palace that look like Shapely Findus?
Not much. Ooh.
Effectively none, right? Like Shapely Findus is pretty much the first one. You've seen the Carven outside a couple times, but even they aren't exactly the same. And the reason for that is that thousands of years ago, when the previous version of you came through this area, you fucking slaughtered them all and converted them into XP.
Damn. What a guy.
You remember how there was like, remember how like when you kill the mini bosses in this game, they never respawn?
Yeah.
Every single being that lived in this palace that had, because like keep in mind the point of this palace is that the only way to gain access to the palace is if you have perfection of form, and the whole point of this palace is to gain perfection of mind. It takes hundreds of thousands of years to fill this palace with people, and then one day you show up, like, you know, 1,000 years ago or whatever, but like one day you show up and just fucking obliterate everybody, convert them into experience, and then Shapely Findus is like, well, it's just me.
It's just me now. Well,
and
that sounds sad, but that's also a pretty pro gamer move from my past
from your past self. And that's one of the, and you know, that's the reason why Shapely Findus is so upset, like with this, because it's like Shapely Findus really was hoping that you would never return. Obviously, a hope that was in vain due to the nature of how this world works, but still.
Indeed.
Nice, good pull.
Bound to happen.
Oh.
Be careful, yeah.
Ah! As Saba described it, angry swords.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's dead.
Angry bashing.
Like, I don't like you're stuck here now, right? Unfortunately, but I do genuinely think we probably should have taken the time in the palace to get. Because there are two dudes in the palace that give you fragments of an Estus flask. Could you imagine this fight if you had 2 heals instead of 1?
Yeah, but then after I use those 2, it's like, it's very hard to get more.
Right, but I'm saying, like, at least it would give you... Like, the whole point of Estus flasks as a mechanic is so that way it allows you to have more mistakes, right? You don't have to perfect a boss if you have Estus flask. You just have to get good enough. So,
is there more dialogue
with Shapely Findus?
Yeah.
Not really. It was mostly the dialogue that you get at the beginning and the end. Not really a whole lot of dialogue in between. I do know that the final boss of the game has special dialogue for most of the different types of weapons that you can use in the game, but that's about it. Hey, I know that you've been dodging the hand when it falls down. Can you just counter the hand again?
Let me try that.
Because it's not red, right?
Ooh, maybe.
Oh my god, did you hear
the
music cut itself off?
Yeah.
The music was like, oh shit, we're in serious trouble now.
Yeah. We're in now.
Because you know, I see what you mean when you say that, like, man, I'm having stamina problems, and I'm wondering if, like, you just don't even need to do that. Just counter this motherfucker like 3 times or whatever. Look at you go. I forgot you're still using the stupid jaw plate.
Absolutely.
It looks so stupid. Oh, nice. See, there you go.
Okay. Big damage phase. I just have to remember to pull.
Oh my god!
Alright, it's execution time.
You have handled it, I think. I'm gonna try it a 4th time. Maybe it'll get him this time, dude. Oh my god, 5 times!
Oh my god. Mrs. Hand, please.
Shapely Findus, come on. Oh my god, Lawrence, you got your one ardor. Oh, and then died.
Okay. Damn. Alright, her first fate ain't shit anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I know Saba's probably like busy with her own thing or coughing to death with her mic muted, but I don't know. I could use this opportunity to regale you guys with some of the Dark Souls-esque lore that's going on passively in this.
Do it.
Sure. So, what is breath?
Breath is life.
Correct, right? Breath is the thing that you collect in your Estus flask in order to restore your health, and you'll notice that it's literally the same color as your health bar. So yes, your assertion that breath is life is perfectly correct. Where do you think breath comes from? I mean, actually, to expand the question, where do you think all of this comes from?
The gods?
Yeah, the gods at the beginning, right? The gods who had sex and exploded and created an entire universe. Yeah, so you're perfectly correct about that. So, the world is made of stone. You have nerves and crystals, which are made of, the nerves are made of crystals, which, when you think about it, is just stone, right? Crystals are just rocks, just like everything else. So the world is made out of stone, but yet the things that are alive have breath in them, which is indicated by the that one monster power that you can unlock, which allows you to get passive breath from creatures when you kill them, right? Yeah. So everything that's alive in this world has breath, whether it be a statue or a moving person or whatever. And in a really weird way, do you recall what I told you what the purpose of this world is, right? Given the context that the world was created by two giant gods having sex, you can probably assume that the purpose of this world is to create a new god, right? With their combined parts and abilities.
With their combined DNA.
The breath is life, correct. But breath is also, in a literal sense, these creatures' soul. And I want you to think about how awful it would be if your very being, the soul that lives within you, that was thrust upon you without your permission, what if your soul every moment of every day tells you that you need to become more perfect?
That would drive me a little insane.
Right? It would be a little fucked up. So the idea is that, like water falling from the sky during a rainstorm, breath just kind of exists in the world in general and will naturally suffuse into the material that the world is made out of. Excuse me. And when enough of that breath, enters into an object, it will come to life with the express purpose of becoming more perfect than, it already is, in whatever context that means. And so one of the reasons why the early portions of the game feel a little bit slower, I guess, in terms of like narrative progression than the later parts, is because it's exploring the idea of like, okay, that first cavern that you entered in from is literally like the sump where all of the breath in the above area collects first. That's why all of the people that come out of those initial caverns that you came from, that's why there was tons of people everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where people are made, essentially. And then through sheer happenstance, sometimes those people are more perfectly in form, like literally chiseled more perfectly from the stone than their brethren. And it leads to this whole thing where over the course of hundreds of thousands of years, a societal like culture developed over time, which was that you need to, no matter who you are or what you do or what your job is, doesn't matter, you need to become more perfect in whatever way you possibly can. So you have people like, so you have the people like these people in the palace and the Servants' Pass, right? where they believed that becoming more perfect was reflected as literally your form becoming more perfect, right? Like chiseling away your bad parts, adding on good parts, so on and so forth, until you were as perfect as the shapely Findus, as an example. But then you have like really interesting like psychological responses to this, which is like, what the fuck is up with Yon, right? Because Yon is clearly a smart cookie, right?
Yeah.
He's clearly a smart guy. Where, like, why, what's his whole dealio? And you'll recall that Yon's whole thing was that he is a boulder head, just like everybody else that came out of those caverns, just like you did. But the difference was that in order to make himself feel more perfect, he was just constantly putting other people down.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, he was more perfect by comparison in his own eyes. And his objective is the same as everybody else's objective, to become more perfect. Now, once again, I'm here to propose to you a question. What happens when you achieve physical perfection?
You are treated
Like, what do
as
you
a
think
god.
happens in this world?
People revere you as a god, is what I'm thinking.
That's
Or
not,
you
that's
actually
not,
become
that's
a god.
not a bad
I don't know.
assumption, but remember, your soul doesn't have an objective. Your soul is literally just telling you every moment of every day to become more perfect. So when you finally reach physical perfection, what do you do next? Well,
I don't know.
you start perfecting your mind. And this is actually one of the reasons why Yon and Hiod and stuff like that are particularly interesting boulder heads. Because you remember how like Hiod's design has all these like weird like vines sticking out of his neck and his head is being like held together by nerves?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a second because I know that this is an intense moment. There you go. Yeah, oh fuck. You know what? What if you jumped and dashed during that to give you a little bit extra time? Then again, I guess you, yeah, you're dude, stamina's tough.
Stamina's hard. Heavy weapons are hard.
Heavy weapons are rough, yeah, I agree. Now imagine if you had a great sword like Shapely Findus that you wielded with one hand.
I'm kind of wielding this one with one hand. I swing with two. Never mind.
You hold it with one, you wield it with two, yeah. That being said, I guess Shapely Findus only has one hand. But anyway, yeah. So eventually, after thousands and thousands of years, the denizens of this world achieved, like, finally, one of them achieved what they would call physical perfection. Like, they could not get any more perfect than they were, but yet they still didn't feel fulfilled. And so they were like, well, there must be something else that we can do. Like, what is the next step? And it was perfection of the mind. And that's why in the Shervan's Pass, that's why they smash their head open and then wrap their head in the servant's headdress, which is just like the fabric made of nerves. Because that fabric literally just collects your thoughts, refines them, and makes you smarter until you can get a head to replace it.
Like, literally?
Wow.
Not mythologically.
No, literally.
Culturally.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty interesting, right? The idea that these crystals, and like, think about, like, where was the other time? I think there's only been one other enemy that I can think of, or not even enemy. I guess it's just like a person that exists in the world. What's the only other time you've seen an entity that is made of crystal? It's the servants at the World Pillar. You remember the really lanky dudes that have like the star bit inside of them or whatever?
Yeah, they do.
The whatever from Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Those guys are intelligent because, or like, they're not intelligent, they're essentially just robots because Shidra knows how to manipulate crystals. And next time you go to the World Pillar, I'll remind you about how the idea of like, oh, crystals represent like the mind and stuff like that. And next time you're exploring around the World Pillar, I want you to look at what's hanging around the World Pillar in giant balls. You know what I mean? Hooked together by nerve endings all over the world pillar. It's crazy when you think about it. But anyway.
Weren't they gems that were hanging up there?
What is a gem but a weird crystal? Right?
Fair.
Oh.
Everything physical in this world is made of stone except for one thing, but I won't get into that because you have to beat the palace first.
The black
yeah.
hole.
Well, we can get to the black hole, but that won't be for a while. I don't know. Hopefully Lawrence will get there today, but maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, so that's essentially what the palace is all about. The idea was that they spent thousands and thousands and thousands of years questing for physical perfection, achieved it, still didn't feel spiritually fulfilled, and then decided, we must now do mental perfection as well. And that's kind of the point of the palace, is that the people who are closest to achieving both physical and mental perfection gather in the palace to support each other's journey, right? And there's obviously like more steps after this, as you can obviously assume, but we won't get there just quite yet. So there's a lot of like other like little tidbits of lore between characters and historical events and stuff like that. But for what I've just described to you right now, the idea of like, imagine if your soul every moment of every day was telling you that you're not good enough, you need to be better. Imagine what it would be like living in that world.
Why do I need a soul when I have my parents for that? Dang, mother and father, you're nice people.
I'm sending this to them.
Oh God.
I will get your mother a Twitch account and then send this to her. Angry. There you go. But yeah, and so with the context of what I just told you, it makes the stuff that the mothers were doing in Boulderberg or whatever it was called, Lithic, it makes the stuff that the mothers were doing in there much more interesting, right? Because you remember what the mothers were teaching the boulder heads in Lithic?
That they were good people.
That they were good people, right? They were teaching them to express their insecurities through art and to support each other no matter your circumstance and yada yada blah blah blah, right? The mothers were genuinely good influences on the boulder heads. And who was smart enough to recognize that that would fuck up this whole system? But
Heod,
well, not Heod. Heod's just the merchant, but
Heod's the merchant. Keep forgetting who's who.
Yeah.
Yon, then.
But Yon, yeah. You know, and now it should be noted that Yon doesn't necessarily tell you directly, hey, you need to kill the mothers, but he does tell you you need to get past them, and they don't let you past because that one boulder head is scared of you. So.
Well, you shouldn't have been scared of me. I wouldn't have committed parental murder.
There were times where you just, I don't know, decided to hit a dude.
They hit me first. Jesus Christ, it was self-defense. Black hole lives matter. Okay, maybe it's
Black hole lives matter.
It's getting a little real. My bad.
That's awesome. I have no idea if that's as like, I don't know what the implications of that are in context, because I know what that means in the context of the world. But the pun is beyond excellent, Lawrence. Congratulations. Oh my God. That's like I not to like spoil anything, but like that's like saying Hitler lives matter.
No.
It's like, what?
Lawrence.
Oh, that's so good.
No, you were backing such people, Lawrence.
See, I always knew that this would come from Lawrence.
I'm not racist. I have plenty of other rock friends.
Other rock friends. Oh my God. But yeah, Sabo was very wise in saying that, you know, if physical form is made of stone and rock and other various forms of that, and life comes in the form of breath, where does black holes and the spiral heart fit into all this? And yeah, it's an interesting question.
Good question.
We all like asking interesting questions.
And obviously there's other questions like what the hell, like, so if the nerve endings are made of crystal and pretty much everything else is made of some variant of stone, right? What the heck were the mothers made out of? Right? Because they didn't look like they were made out of nerves. Interesting little thought.
Oh, dodge, bro!
You fucking dead. God, I love that move so much. It's so brutal.
I can't tell if it's like a some sort of input lag, or I'm actually getting stun locked, or maybe a combination of both.
Yeah, you are definitely getting stun locked in this fight. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
Because I thought I dodged it before, but I guess I didn't.
I'm about to say, one of the big things about the Shapely Findus fight is that she punishes you hard for making a mistake.
And I'll punish her hard for making a mistake. How do you like that?
Giggity. Speaking of other Dark Souls influences on this game, they do have a very interesting concept as well, which you never reflect as a player, due to the fact that you are literally the Spiral Heart. But in Dark Souls 2, they introduced this fucking cockamamie idea that beings with more souls are physically larger, like become physically larger over time, which is the reason why the great kings and warriors of history were enormous, right? They were like huge, like 30 feet tall or whatever. This game does something very similar, where one of the reasons why Shapely Findus was able to defeat you thousands of years ago was because she asked for volunteers to sacrifice their mass to her, so that way she could be strong enough to oppose you.
Damn, what a hero.
And so, like, I mean, you know, obviously in Dark Souls, having a bigger boss is just for par for the course. But like, think about the enemies that you fought so far, right? Like think of, like, who was the biggest person that you've seen so far in this game?
Shidra.
Shidra makes sense, right? He's like Shidra of the world pillar. It is the focal point of the entire world. It makes sense that he would be super huge, because people are probably giving him shit all the time, right? Because he's the only person who knows how to make stuff, right? Everybody else just sells it or finds it. But there's actually a couple other enemies that you may or may not have thought of, who were also quite large, like the vulture thing that you fought in Blighttown. That guy was enormous, but he was physically large. But when you actually compare the actual mass of his body, like the parts that weren't just like gross, moldy, like sinew and stuff like that, he was actually quite small, because he was essentially a bird skeleton. Right. So that's an interesting thought. And then the other, I think the third largest enemy, besides the amalgams, which once again, the amalgams are called amalgams because they're the combination of like 100 different people all fused into one. That's why they look like that. But you remember that random guy who was just cranking the wheel to get you up to the Servant's Pass or whatever, to get you up to the World Pillar?
Oh, he was pretty big.
That guy was enormous, and that's purely because he was born big.
Born with a lot of mass. Yeah. He
was born with an enormous amount of mass, and unfortunately, he's also just dumb as rocks. Because an entity born that large with any amount of brains turns into Shidra, right? Effectively turns into somebody with a lot of influence and a lot of like power.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. God, Lawrence is getting so good at this.
If RNG gods are with me, which looks like they are. Because I just need him to do this all the time. Sometimes I'll mix it up. Like that.
You've gotten beyond 50%, right?
Yeah, I have.
What if you used consumables?
I hate consumables, though.
Because you do have 21. slamming the ground.
Yeah.
Nice. Less nice, but still okay. Spinning. Yes. Oh my god, he's beginning to believe.
I dodged that well. Oh shit. There you go. It's fine. It's cool.
Take your time. You got it. You got it. That was good RNG right there.
Yeah.
That was less
Not
good.
so good. Damage phase.
Damage. Let's go.
I'm out of stam.
Now that I'm thinking about stuff that you're gonna learn in the next area, you don't really get breath from Shapely Findus, do you?
Yeah, not really.
Even when you counter.
Yeah, it's not a lot, if at all. But I'm sort of reading this again.
Oh, that's if you called it up and then fell off. You could call it back down. So yeah. And I think all of this stuff that I've been yammering about is one of the reasons why I like GRIME so much. Because I know that people sometimes criticize the Dark Souls-esque narrative where the game doesn't really tell you these things outright, it just heavily implies them. It leaves a lot of room for interpretation, which, you know, sometimes can be frustrating. But also, I don't know, it's just sometimes interesting to hear, you know, what people think things could mean. Because it should be noted that 99% of what I have told you so far about like the existence of this world is like provable. Like there's stuff in the game that proves it, but there is other stuff like in a little bit we'll get into like what the moms were made out of as an example, and that's unconfirmed. That it's just my theory. What I believe that they're made out of as an example.
Right.
But yeah. Imagine if Lawrence used items.
That'd be dumb.
Oh man,
that would be dumb.
Gamer and didn't use items and still won.
He can do it. He's gonna do it. It's just, you know, he's gonna be really upset when he gets to phase 2.
This isn't phase 2?
No, I'm just joking.
And then comes later, yeah, I was joking.
Shit.
Oh,
you thought
knocked
I
you
was
back
joking?
into the fire.
I think when he does that move where he's just like shotgunning a bunch of projectiles, those white ones look parryable.
I think you can. Similar to moms, actually, believe it or not. But yeah, I think you're right. Maybe that's like the only way you can get breath in this fight.
Maybe.
Nice. Good pattern. Keep it going.
Do it again? No.
Nope.
Never mind.
Wrong one. Nice. Nice.
Gotta let my stamina reach. No.
You hit her from behind.
One. Yeah. So Saba, you weren't in yesterday's conversation, but what do you think grime smells like?
Kind of mildewy rock.
But where's the water coming from?
Here.
Well, no, you can't. See, the thing is,
you have
like,
to have water to have mildew.
Mildewy rock has a more of a smell than just rock.
No,
so
sure, but like my thing is that mildew is made of like microbes and stuff, right? Where are the microbes coming from? This is a world entirely made out of rock and breath.
Breath has moisture.
Breath has a moisture. I mean, our breath does, sure. Because you know that's one of the things.
Good enough.
That's one of the things in this game is that you know there's no water anywhere. Well, kinda, but there's no water anywhere. So I don't know if I could definitely agree with you for like dusty as a descriptor, right? Because there's sand, like sand is just rocks. That one makes sense. But like, I don't know. It's like I almost feel like this place would smell like a cave, but like a dry cave. Like everywhere in the entire world. Also, where the fuck did the paint come from Lithic?
I don't know. Well, I mean, paint could come from, yeah. Paint could come from like specific rocks.
Yeah, but what do they mix it with to make it a liquid?
I don't know.
That
maybe
I just thought of that. Now I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe Saba's right. Maybe there is water somewhere. I mean, I guess you could. I guess you can have dry paint, right? Like that's a thing that you can literally do. But I don't know if that's necessarily what that art would reflect. We have to go back to Lithic at some point and see if we see splatter. Because dry paint doesn't splatter, it smears. Really good question. Can you counter that first punch that it does there?
I'll have to see it again.
The next time it does that like charge where it just kind of like balls up its fist and runs at you before it actually swings with its sword, I think you can just... Yeah, that. There you go.
Oh, it is parryable. Okay.
Yeah, it's confusing because the sword is red.
Yeah, that's why it's been throwing me off.
Nice.
Ooh.
Not breath, unfortunately. He's beginning to believe.
Yeah,
well,
and if you miss it, that's it.
Hey, at least you learned something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Making progress incrementally every time.
Variable, slowly and surely.
Yeah, I don't know, Saba. Do you have any ideas for worlds that you think might smell like interesting or unusual compared to what you would expect, like video game worlds? Because we said it yesterday, and I've been thinking about it since then. But like, I genuinely think that most Pokemon probably smell very bad.
Most Pokemon, just like the world itself?
Well, I mean, the world itself on average would smell very bad because it's filled with Pokemon. But I think like your average Pokemon would smell pretty bad.
I imagine it's probably, yeah, because they're like animals in the wild.
Like, imagine what a wet Mightyena smells like. Like, that's just a wet dog.
Unless there's like Pokemon that extensively clean themselves, yeah, I would imagine. But more or less, it's probably gonna be pretty...
what the hell does like Magikarp smell like? It smells like a fish, right?
Yep. So yeah, it's mostly animal based.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, how do the Pokemon survive in Misty's gym? Because her gym is just a pool. Remember? Doesn't that mean it's chlorinated, i.e., would kill animals?
See, now I think this is the definition of we're thinking too.
Okay, cool, but that's like, you know, the point of these discussions.
But, like, no, I know, I'm like, we ask these questions, and then suddenly it opens the floodgates to, wait a minute, are water Pokemon immune to stuff like chlorine, or do they need chlorine to begin with?
I would assume not. If they're just animals like anything else, I'm assuming they wouldn't be immune to chlorine.
True, or do the people in the Pokemon world need chlorine?
That's a really good point, because Misty's main Pokemon, Staryu and Starmie, right, the main line that she uses, they have Purify, which can clean water.
Yeah,
that's a good point. You probably don't need to shock pools anymore, because you can just have a Pokemon that just magically cleans it for you.
Oh shit.
That's interesting.
Cool.
That's an interesting thought. Also, so since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they've established that one of the main reasons why there's very little conflict and strife in the Pokemon world is because they discovered perpetual energy. which is a mind-boggling concept that we're not really going to cover right now. But I'm thinking about it, and it's like, do you think that droughts matter for the most part?
No,
like,
you can just do rain dance, and
you
then
can
no
just
rain.
do rain dance. You can just have a Squirtle do water gun, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you think you could go into a like if you had a Pokemon in real life, like if you had a Blastoise in real life, do you think you could go to like a like some like desert village in Egypt or whatever with just a bunch of the PP Restore Ethers, right? And just have your Blastoise do like rain dance, Hydro Pump, water gun, surf, just like over and over and over and over and over and over until the land is saturated with water and comes back to life.
I think you could. I mean, you also have like grass Pokemon that you can like help like plants grow and stuff like that.
One of the things that I've learned in
Pokemon World, it sounds like.
Sorry?
Yeah, it sounds like they got a lot of cool shit in the Pokemon world.
Oh,
that just
absolutely.
helps the entire world.
But like the thing is that like, and I can see why. Like just like the few moments we've spent talking about this, I can see why they don't really acknowledge this sort of thing, typically, because it starts getting really complex really fast. Like, I know it's fucked up and would be really abusive, but like before they discovered perpetual energy, they probably used a lot of Pokemon to just power shit, right? Like electric Pokemon.
Probably.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it, there's in the Team Rocket hideout in Gen 1, there's 6 electrodes hooked up to a generator, and they're producing 100% of the power that their secret base uses.
Them off,
Good
like,
job, Lawrence, I believe.
Tired.
Yeah, I wanted to reset. That was a bad run.
You know what they don't? You know what they don't do in Pokemon that I wish that they would? I wish that the sleep condition also restored a little bit of PP, because then that would explain how Pokemon would get their PP back. Which is a ridiculous statement, but because like in the Pokemon games, the only way to restore PP is either through like ethers or whatever item, or the Pokemon Center, right? I guess there's items too that you can use to restore PP, but it's weird to me that the idea is that conceptually a Pokemon who uses all 15 charges of its Thunderbolt, right? Like your Pikachu with 15 PP of Thunderbolt, if you use all 15 and then that Pikachu goes to sleep, it'll fully restore its health, but still have 0 PP on Thunderbolt. Because sleep doesn't actually restore that. Wait, no, it does, because there's other points in the game where like somebody's like, hey, do you want to take a nap in my bed? And then it fully restores all your Pokemon. Why doesn't the sleep status effect restore your PP a little bit?
Doesn't it? I feel like it does for maybe like some Pokemon, but isn't that like an effect that they have?
I don't. Based on my knowledge, unless something has changed in Gen 7 and 8, there are no Pokemon that gain PP back from moves like that.
HP.
I think there should.
HP.
I genuinely, now that I'm thinking about it, I genuinely think that a Pokemon who falls asleep in battle should restore like 10% of its PP per move. Because that makes sense. Oh, speaking of status effects, you guys, by the way, Lawrence is beginning to believe. But the oof. All right, never mind. I'm gonna just ignore.
Almost so
You're
hard.
making progress, though. Obviously.
I'm making progress. I just have to stay tight the entire way through.
You just have to stay tight, dude.
Yeah, I gotta stay tight.
What was I saying? But the yeah, I don't know if you guys were here for it, but I was talking to Grant because for those of you who don't know, I have a enormous affection for status effects in video games, just because I think that conceptually it's a really interesting design space for like RPGs and stuff like that. So I won't go into like the backstory of it per se, but I was looking up like different status effects from video games, and I saw one that I instantly fell in love with called numbness, where the idea was that if your character was afflicted with numbness, your health bar would be completely gray, so you can't see your health, you can't tell if you're taking damage or whatever. And typically the status effects have little icons above your health bar to represent whether or not you're burning or paralyzed or poisoned or whatever, right? If you're numb, numbness completely wipes out all other status icons. So all you know is that, oh, I feel numb right now.
Oh.
And I think that that's a brilliant status effect. I think that that's really cool, because the more I think about it, the more I really enjoy status effects in an RPG setting that just fuck with your info, like what you do and do not know. I think that's really cool.
It's a little scary and it might be annoying. Oh, focus, I was talking.
Distraction.
There was and so in addition to looking at stuff like this, I often, you know, like I said, I often go back and look at, you know, just archives of like different status effects from video games and whatnot. And I speaking about status effects in Pokemon, I rediscovered my disdain for confusion as a move, because I hate overt randomness. Like I understand that like randomness, it's, in my opinion, randomness itself is not a problem. It's randomness that you can't mitigate that I hate, right? So I like Yahtzee because you get to re-roll up to 2 times, right? But I hate Monopoly because you just get the 1 roll and then you're fucked, right?
Let's go!
Yes! Dude, that only took you like an hour.
Yeah.
Well, not the fight, but just in general. Oh, by the way,
there was a second phase. I was scratching my fucking eye, man.
Oh, by the way.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you know, it's not exactly a second phase. It's literally just a timer.
Yeah, like when I hit him, the health bar went down a lot, so it's like it looked like just live. I should be fine. It's just to catch you by surprise. And
you were scratching your eye.
Yeah, because I was like, man, it's something. My eyes goddamn itchy. I think there's something in it. I beat the dude. I'm like, oh, finally. I'm like wiping it off, and then I look back, and then no, I didn't even look back. I realized the music hasn't stopped.
All right, but hey, you did it, and you had like an entire heal and like most of your health bar by the end of that fight. So I think you're fine.
Yeah, I think I got the moveset down.
So anyway, back to what I was saying. So I really dislike confusion in Pokemon, because confusion is straight up just you have a 33% chance of hurting yourself instead of doing the command that you input in battle, right? That's just, you have a 1/3 chance of that happening, and that's not interesting in my opinion. It's just kind of like annoying, right? Same thing with paralysis, where paralysis you have a 1 in 5 chance of being paralyzed instead of doing your move. I find that paralysis is much more interesting in the way that it reduces your speed. I think that that's much more interesting. But anyway, on that same place where I found numbness, I also found 2 variants of the confused status effect, which were, what was it? They both had really funny names. It was bamboozled and flummoxed or something.
Ooh, I like that.
So flummoxed was, it was similar to Pokemon, right? Or like the game had a similar battle system to Pokemon, where you had like, use a move, use an item, use a special move, right? So the idea with flummoxed was that you could tell your combatant to do a certain type of action, but then they would just randomly pick something from the list to do. So if you told them to use an item, they would just use a random item in your inventory. You didn't get to choose what it was, but you got to choose whether or not they did an item, right? So the way that this largely worked was that the game had 3 different forms of blocking. I like I said, I won't really get into the specific details, but that's what you were supposed to do while you were flummoxed, was that you were supposed to defend and hope that they did the good defend and not the okay defend against what was happening. And I found that to be quite interesting. And then Bamboozled was from a different game where if you were bamboozled, you would use your move, and then you simply would not be able to choose your target. Your character would just randomly pick a target and do it, which I also thought was interesting. Beware of the hand! You're gonna die, like, instantly. It deals contact damage.
That's it now. Oh, it is a timer. Okay.
Yeah. You just had a small amount of health that time. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. If anything, I would actually recommend, if you do that again, while it's doing the animation where like the hand is waking up, I think you should pop the top of your D-pad, which reduces damage.
Yeah, since it's just a survival. Sure.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had this conversation before, but like, if you could add a status effect to a video game, what would it be?
Built.
Excuse you?
Built. I don't know. They get. Oh!
I mean, Saba could help you here by answering instead of just saying nothing.
They hit harder, but they have more chances to miss. I don't know.
They hit harder, but what was it called?
Tilt.
Tilt?
Tilt? T-I-L-T. Jesus Christ.
Oh, they're tilt, like tilted.
Yeah.
Okay. When you kept saying it, you were just like tilt, 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 and I was like, is it cutting off your words? Like, that's an interesting one. Tilted. like you're like, oh fuck, dude, fuck you. I'm so pissed.
I still think, remember we were talking about like if you were to have a status effect for yourself, what would it be? And I still like the idea of clumsy, which is like,
clumsy's great. I like that. Yeah.
At least for me, I would do outside of like battle. Like you have a chance of like just arbitrarily hurting yourself a little bit.
I think that would be like in like a Pokemon-esque RPG situation. I think clumsy would be really interesting because like what it doesn't like imagine it doesn't prevent you from using your moves. It's just you have like a 1 in 3 chance of hurting yourself and a 1 of 3 chance hitting the wrong target.
Oh no.
Right? That'd be kind of interesting. Because then it's like, okay, I'm clumsy right now, so I should do AoEs, but I should maybe not do AoEs because there's a 1 in 3 chance that I'll hit myself with all of the AoE at once. Like, it'll still hurt the enemies, but I'll hurt myself too.
Ooh, so yeah, that would be...
That's a good one. I like clumsy. Clumsy's great. I feel like I've already talked about... You know, I know we talked about this because I was editing the Bowser's Inside Story one, but still, Bowser's Inside Story has one of my favorite status effects ever, which was Sick. It's like poison, but you spread it to your allies and enemies when you attack them. I think that's really cool. I like that status effect a lot. Tilted, clumsy, and sick. There was one from Tales of Iron, Heart of Iron. I don't remember what it was. It was a Japanese JRPG. So JRPG, which was called Nauseous, which I thought was really cool. Nauseous was that your character, you know how like in some games when you take damage, instead of it instantly taking damage, you have like a portion of your health that you can recover, like in Bloodborne, right? With Nauseous, the idea was that your character could take healing items, but the healing would turn into like this weird part of your health bar instead. And whenever you took damage, that part of your health bar, like the weird part, would take double damage up until your regular health bar because your character was nauseous and didn't feel well. I like that one. That one was cool.
Silence for Lawrence is playing.
Lawrence and I briefly talked about what does like Resident Evil probably smells really bad, mostly because of the putrefaction of a zombie, but you get the idea.
Decay.
Right. What else?
Way easier. Just throw me games, and I'll be able to. I have a harder time recalling games to then be like, oh yeah, this game smells like
Thanks,
this.
Sabe. Your help.
No, this is literally
I don't know.
the biggest.
Like Lawrence and I had difficulty yesterday thinking of ones. I went to the YouTube channel to look at like the playlist of stuff that we had played.
Donkey Kong probably smells like a jungle.
Donkey Kong himself probably smells like a monkey.
Yeah, but the game.
The game smells like a jungle. It's probably, you know what? A lot of the Donkey Kong games are probably really humid.
Yeah.
Right, because it's a jungle.
Yes, I agree.
Oh no, Lawrence, no.
Stamina.
I don't know why you dashed through here. No.
Why? Because I was trying to dash when he was trying to hit. There's no stamina.
That's the stamina. And this is after you upgraded your stamina.
Yeah.
Remember when you had 5 levels that you spent all at once?
I mean,
could you imagine doing this without those 5 levels?
It would probably be more or less the same thing, just less mistakes, which is already like 1 or 2 mistakes.
Tough fight. Second hardest fight in the game. Although, actually, I don't know. In my opinion, it seems like you had a rougher time with Misbegotten Amalgam, because Misbegotten Amalgam was like pretty fucking intense. That being said, I guess Misbegotten Amalgam had lower damage, right?
What do you think Tetris smells like?
What a fucking great question. It probably smells like nothing, right?
Smells like a factory. They're making the blocks.
Or like plastic. I don't know.
You know what? That's a good point. I think it smells like plastic. Because that's typically like the shade of color that the bricks are, right? Is like little, they look kind of plasticky. But yeah,
I'm trying to like find games that aren't just like open world and we're like, ah yes, this probably just smells bad.
This probably just smells like that's what I said yesterday, was that like most Legend of Zelda games would be impossible to discern in this way because they would just smell like countryside.
BioShock would be like rusted metal.
A lot of
and
like
blood.
underwater as well.
Yeah.
BioShock Infinite would smell like racism.
True.
Let me know what that sounds like. What does Pac-Man smell like? We're going into the arbitrary games now.
Ghosts don't smell, right?
The food does though.
Maybe fruit?
I was actually
Oddly enough.
the fruit. You know what? That's a good point because there is fruit in that game. I was gonna say it smelled like neon. I don't know if you guys have ever smelled a neon sign before, but
I can't say that I have sniffed neon sign before.
I mean, you know, I lived in a city where we had like neon signs and stuff like that, and they would just leave them on in storefronts and whatnot. And it's just like sometimes it smells a little bit. It smells like I mean, I kind of talked about this yesterday. It smells kind of like ozone, but burnt.
Zach, what would Portal smell like?
Ooh. Portal 1 or 2?
Portal 1 is full sanitization.
Exactly. Portal 1 probably smells like cleaning chemicals. And then Portal 2 probably smells like a rotting factory for a while until Gladys is awoken and fixes everything, and then it smells like cleaning chemicals. And then when you're in the part of the game where you're like you know, in the guts of the lab and stuff where it's all rusted. Probably smells like rust.
Tell me what would Doom smell like specifically?
What?
What does a demon smell like? Do demons smell bad? I guess they would smell bad, right? Because like bad smell is part of torture, I would assume.
Yeah.
I think so.
They probably smell a lot like viscera and blood because that's what they're doing constantly, right?
Is it safe to say that Metal Gear smells like metal?
No.
No?
No.
What would it smell like?
You're saying Metal Gear. If you're talking about Metal Gear as in like what you do
Metal Gear
as
Solid,
Snake,
yeah.
it's mostly going to smell like sweaty dudes.
Smells like war.
Smells like war. But if you're talking about like the Metal Gear itself, like as in like a Metal Gear Ray or a Metal Gear Rex or whatever, then yeah, it probably smells like a tank, which is akin to metal, just with more gasoline. Although that being said, I think one of the points of the Metal Gear Rexes and Rays is that they are nuclear powered.
Okay, what does Castlevania smell like?
Where are you getting this list from? This is a good list.
I just looked up video games.
Great.
Well-known video games.
Castlevania. Smells like a castle. There's a lot of monsters in there.
I guess like stone? Like old stone?
Carpet, paintings, oil paintings smell in a particular way. Curtains smell in a particular way. It's usually Dracula's castle is where you are in Castlevania games, obviously, and it's typically on a cliffside next to the ocean, so it probably smells vaguely like the sea. So that's another one. There's actually not a whole lot of monsters in Castlevania that are like rotting per se, but once again, it probably smells a lot like sweat, because I can't imagine any monsters in Castlevania bathing ever. Dracula himself probably smells like fucking roses, though.
I'm gonna say he washes for sure.
There's that one boss from, I want to say like Castlevania 2 or 3 maybe, who's that lady who just bathes in blood. She smells like hepatitis.
An interesting one. What would Mega Man smell like?
Well, that's a good one again, because it depends on which stage you're in. Needless to say, because there are a lot of them where like their stages are just in the middle of like a blizzard, right? In which case it just smells vaguely like snow, which does have a smell. But then there's other ones, like if you're doing Flame Man is in an oil field, so it smells like oil, right?
But generically, when you think of Mega Man, you just think of him in like a cyber
Mega Man himself is nuclear powered, so he probably just smells like metal. He's also rust proof, so he doesn't smell like rust. He probably just smells like I don't know. He probably just smells like a fucking clean robot, I guess.
A robot that cleans himself. Sounds good to me.
I mean, all good guys clean themselves.
Yeah.
I think Little Big Planet will just smell like the sack that,
Yeah, burlap and cloth and plastic and cardboard and stuff, yeah. That's a good one.
Half-Life, I'm assuming this smells of like a dilapidated factory.
What happened to your audio?
Aliens.
I don't know. It's probably fine now.
I mean, needless to say, it's kind of impossible to tell you what the aliens from Half-Life smell like, because they're aliens. They probably smell weird or completely normal. Who knows?
I would say GoldenEye 007 smells like cologne.
Have you taken any damage yet this fight?
Don't jinx it.
What'd you say, Saba?
Last one I said, I think GoldenEye 007 smells like cologne.
Smells like men's fragrance. Yeah,
that's a good one
for sure.
Cologne and in between missions smells like martinis. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
That's I think the most I saw in terms that's not just like, I don't know, Legend of Zelda or Mario or like an open world thing.
Because most of, like a lot of games, their individual smell would just smell like whatever environment. Heal. And then hit up. Yeah, good job, dude. You got it. Pick up your ardor real quick if you have time. What the hell was that?
You know what this reminds me of, Zach?
Holy shit.
So much damage, and he traps me there. Damn.
You know what that reminds me of, Zach? The
what?
hand. Do you recall the Little Nightmares thing?
Well, where we're chasing the hand around and whacking it?
Yeah.
I hate those spider hands.
Yeah.
Well, luckily this one has normal 5 fingers. Not like they're fucking...
Well, that was just a glove, right? It just looked weird.
No, it was a mannequin's hand. It moved around like a spider, though. Yes.
I just remember bashing that like 4 or 5 times, and you're like, "Stop! Why are you still hitting it?" I'm like, "You know why?" And then we got the achievement, and then I'm like, "Exactly."
That was not your intention. You were just doing it for the funny.
I was doing it to make sure it was dead.
They all sound like right answers to me.
Exactly.
Now, there is an expansion to this topic of conversation that I thought was kind of interesting, which was, what if in the future, like imagine a not terrifying, Sword Art Online-esque future where the video game console that you use perfectly immerses you in the world. What if you were a developer for a game and you were the one who had to design the smellscape of the game?
I would just make sure to put myself not on like a Witcher game.
Well, there's a lot of games you wouldn't want to do that for, right?
Yeah, horror games are an immediate no-go.
Yeah. Also that.
There are some horror games that aren't really that bad. The vast majority of them are very bad, yes. But I'm thinking that, like, there are horror games that take place in, like, abandoned laboratories or, like, abandoned whatever. Like, any horror game that doesn't include, like, viscera and literal human shit is probably fine. Because I think like the perfect one, like your dream, if you were a person who designed smellscapes for a living, the one that you would probably want the most is like Cooking Mama.
Yeah.
Right? Because then most of the time,
but then also burnt food.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Most of the time, it would be really good, delicious smelling food, and then every once in a while, you'd have to do like, oh, this is like burned. That's actually, the more I think about it, the more interesting the idea of like a developer having to figure out the smells of stuff is. Because it's like, I don't like how I mean, it literally doesn't exist. Like, we don't have it in real life, but I'm dying to know how you would program in smells, you know what I mean, into a video game. That's a new move. Moving around a lot. Nope.
Oh, it knows where you're gonna land, Lawrence. When it jumps up, you gotta go back.
Time to go.
Reverse.
Well, I mean, yeah.
To go back.
You got it, dude. You got it.
It's so close. It's so tantalizingly close. And second phase is predictable now. At this point,
predictable.
He always switches back from fist and was it sword? I forgot. Yeah, sword.
What else? What else would be?
Oh my gosh, I do recall. Do you guys remember? Now this is just an arbitrary tangent because I'm looking at something. But you guys remember those Scooby-Doo fruit snacks?
Yes.
Man, apparently they've been discontinued for I think for over 6 years now.
Correct.
Damn.
That's depressing, man. I remember those were good days.
I remember that purely because my nephew, not my youngest, but my first nephew, is was obsessed with those, and I remember my sister-in-law buying like 40 boxes or whatever and just putting them in the closet in the basement because they don't go bad. They're gummies. You know, it's coagulated juice. It's not gonna go bad. But yeah, and also I'm applying an Instagram penalty to you.
Oh shit.
Penalty. I'm not even the one playing.
Right, but you gotta be here. We're here to support
content.
Lawrence.
Me?
Yeah, Lawrence
Me?
couldn't do this without our support.
Lawrence, is that true?
I like support.
There you go.
Like look in the background. Look how many supports there are.
There's a lot of supports.
Yeah.
In a very literal
his
sense.
support.
Any other games? What would Brain Age smell like?
Probably depend on the puzzle, right? Some like if a puzzle was like, how many petals are on this flower? It would probably smell like the flower, right? I think Brain Age in general. I think Brain Age in general would probably smell like clean
paper,
like parchment, and maybe a little bit of like pencil graphite and stuff. Maybe like a little bit of pen ink, just to make it feel like, oh, it's like, you know, it's not school per se. It's a nice study session, which is probably what the nerds that like Brain Age want.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't default to just saying a brain. That would have been interesting, but yeah.
Why did you think it smells like a brain? Oh my god, that's actually really funny. That'd be great if Brain Age just smelled like a disembodied human brain.
Now, I know Pikmin smells like nature, but what would Pikmin itself smell like?
You mean the Pikmin? The Pikmin themselves?
Yeah.
The little creatures?
Yeah.
So, the Pikmin are designed after vegetables, so they probably smell vaguely of, like, whatever vegetable is closest to their color palette. So, like, the red ones probably smell vaguely of radishes, the yellow ones probably smell vaguely of squash, right? And then when you power them up with nectar and they get the flower, they probably just smell like flower. Right. That's a good one, though. Hey, Lawrence, is there a way to pop those bombs at all?
Yeah, I hit them.
Do you take damage if you hit them?
No.
Okay. He's beginning to believe.
It's not necessary. Survival time.
Thank goodness you have 11 of these left.
Yeah.
He's gonna jump at you. Nice. Leap up.
Remember, go backwards.
There you go.
Nice.
Oof, oof, oof.
Remember, I think you can slash those things, so...
It's gonna be a big ass explosion, by the way. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So if you were next to it when it died, it instantly 100%s you.
Oh wow! All right, I was starting to freak out there.
Congratulations, Lawrence.
Oh,
you
yes.
have defeated Shapely Findus.
It's nothing. She only took an hour of my life.
Only took an hour. And look at this fancy new power you have. So those little clusters of bugs,
shit.
You can now pull yourself towards them.
I've seen one of those.
You've actually seen 3, but didn't recognize them at the time.
Oh well.
I know the one that you're thinking of because I pointed it out, or maybe it's not the one that I'm thinking of, but I did specifically point one of them out to you just in preparation for this moment. Now, it should be noted that the architecture way up high like this is quite interesting because the entire area is almost made of like a weird rebar type material, right? Because it's like everything is like metal frames overlapped over each other. Interesting in that way.
Oh, this is a sweet. Okay.
There's an item down there.
Oh, this is a sweet ability. Sort of sweet. I gotta get used to it.
As soon as the yellow comes back, you can pull them again.
Again, I was trying just to do that.
Okay. There you go.
There you go. I just have to slow down.
Welcome to the platforming segment of the game, where now you have like the vast majority of your movement abilities. So
now this feels like Ori and the Blind Forest.
Start flying, Lawrence. Okay, everywhere you go, non-stop. Don't stop moving.
Damn.
Oh, and by the way, Ori and the Blind Forest is a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had actually sent the message yesterday that I'm going into playing Ori as well, so that's why I was like, so Hollow Knight should be at least in like the same vein, category-wise, right?
Genre-wise, sure. Gameplay-wise, definitely not. Ori is extraordinarily forgiving. Although I said it before and I'll say it again, I fucking adore the bash mechanic from Ori, and I wish that literally the entire game was based around the bash mechanic. Blood Metal Shard.
Hey, there's a thing there.
Oh. Oh.
Alright, let's try this again. Alright, on the platform this time. If I may.
God, how funny would it be if you just like oh my god.
I just want to do.
You were trying to just pull it because you think you're better than picking it up now.
100%.
Lawrence is like, oh, I don't get out of bed for picking up items with my hands anymore.
Yeah.
More upgrade material.
Yeah, now it's just rewarding me.
Slowly making your way downtown.
Wait, was it down here somewhere? Oh yeah, because I tried to explore down here, I think.
Yep. And there was a thing that you couldn't do. So if you wanted to do exploration, there's a lot of the palace just became available to you, which is obviously very cool. But then just to remind you of like your actual objective, there was that door that it was like a big face with its mouth closed, and it said that you needed the Unmaker in order to open it or whatever.
Oh, this place.
Yes, you now have the ability to do that. Can you swing at that guy real quick? Yeah. So if you kill, so I know you probably don't want to, but there's 2 of those guys in the palace, and if you kill both of them, you get yellow.
Oh shit!
You get Estus
as the boss. I can just go left, I think.
Nom nom nom.
If I'm mapping it correctly in my head.
There you go. Hey, look at that! You look right there. Ah, your one ardor. Well, I think that'll work. Yeah, there you go.
Just you, buddy. You and me. Same moves as the boss.
Okay. Which is funny when you think about it, because like that secret boss, not mandatory at all, is now just an enemy type.
You know, I think we could probably voice all. If the audio was cut, we could just do this. Ready? You'd just be like, Exactly.
I might not necessarily be the best voice actor in the world, but I do think I would be an excellent pick if somebody just wanted like vocalizations.
Okay, never ready for that one, even if it's a mini boss.
Lawrence is never ready for the.
He's not ready for the. One more slash, just one more. There you go. Oh, never mind. Just hunt point.
Just hunt. AKA the reason why I'm not fighting these small guys no more.
I mean, you do want hunt points. They are good. You have access to like 3 different abilities, which all just say like, "Hey, increase your base stamina by like 15%." Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, but come on.
Killing the little guys, I agree. You could probably just end up passing on a lot of them.
The mini bosses, I'll consider, but like the little guys, nah. Unless I have to. For example, spear throwers. No, one more floor down.
Yeah.
Actually,
I like the Shapely Findus boss fight, because the Shapely Findus boss fight is the game straight up telling you, no, learn the fight. Right? There's no ifs, and, or buts about it. It's like, do it or fuck off. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and then once you do know it, you can easily get no hits on that.
2 levels, nice. And you have what, 1 hunt point?
What are the new ones? Increase Ardor gain from all sources. Ardor is
the thing that gives you the boost, the percentile boost to your mass.
Right.
So
no, I die too often to use that effectively.
It's true. Force regeneration never pauses while breath consumption heal is active.
I didn't know it paused in the first place.
This is the guy that your current armor set is theoretically getting benefit from. You are getting the 1 extra point from this right now. So you essentially, well, actually, I don't know. Do you have the full jaw plate?
No, I'm missing the legs.
You're missing the legs, so never mind.
I kind of like that because a lot of the enemies that I'm facing, I have to pull them.
A lot of bosses, right, have pull phases. But that being said, the flower one on the bottom row is straight up just like, hey, here's more stamina.
Cost 3 though.
That being said, you don't have enough hunt points for any of these things, so.
Taking it back? Nah.
Increase maximum force.
2.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Maximum power.
Rank. Oh, because of that one.
It is quite interesting to note that you are 1 Motley Pearl away from being able to just completely reset all of your stats, like just refund all of the mass for them and rebuild from the ground up if you decide that you want something different, which is cool.
Very cool. I'm gonna go for this one. Just more damage.
Sure. For 3 seconds. That's not insignificant.
Yeah.
For 3 days?
3 seconds.
So on your map, where is the?
Wait a second. I didn't cash in my levels.
Oh, did you not actually?
I guess I set it up and then I did the hunt points, but I never accepted.
Force and strength.
There
Hell yeah, dude.
14, 16. Now before I. Oh, good. This is still open because I saw a little bit of this.
Ta-da! Ta-da!
Da, da, da.
It's the nerve pass.
Oh, is this nerve pass?
I think so. That's what that big nerve thing looks like.
I mean, it's been around. You might be right. You might be right. Might be right. Maybe right.
Forced to breathe, it prolongs suffocation.
Dude, I love those lyrics in my heavy metal song.
Forced to breathe, it prolongs suffocation. Trust not those that want to live.
All right, fight him. Win and you get access to this nerve pass.
Oh shit.
See, I knew that they added a nerve pass to the palace, because the palace is too quintessential of an area to not have the world pillar access. Nice. I don't think you can counter. Yeah.
Damn,
you need
bro.
one more.
There you go.
There you go.
Give me your souls. Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
You got
Fancy
it.
Moving.
There you go. Let's
Not a
upgrade your
problem.
shit, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So funny enough, I actually think that you probably have, because I don't know how many blood shards you have, but I know after shards you need chunks, and I think you have the chunks.
No, you're right. I think I'm sticking with the sword. This is my forever sword.
Well, like I said, there is literally a late game sword that is just a better version of this, but at that point you'll have enough Motley Pearls to just reset everything anyway.
Well, let's see if I even like that weapon. Where my baby? Where my baby?
Oh, you don't have a lot of mass. You have enough for this level, which is good.
Damn,
Yeah, see, you have the blood metal chunks, but you don't have enough mass.
Ow.
If you wanted to, you can make progress to the next area and then just come back. Oh, actually, but don't leave yet. There's tons of shit to explore in the world pillar, because now you have the pull ability.
Oh. Huh.
And once again, I'll repeat, remember that everything in this world is made of stone, and what does crystal represent? So, interesting. You don't have any poppables, right?
Mass. No, because I just
you
fought the
just
boss,
popped
so,
everything. So.
Yeah. Yoink!
Nice. Oh, that's what you can do. It is well, keep exploring, but just sell all the crap that you're not using.
Oh.
You got it.
Oh.
Because you got pillar fragments, you got living flesh, you got like all of these consumables that you are just straight up never using, and that's all mass that you could exchange, you know? Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't want that chunk? That hunk of chunk of PB fudge?
I just wanted to see if I can grab this real quick.
Through the crystal?
Through the crystal, exactly. I guess not. Yoink! Yoink! Whoa,
What the
lag,
fuck was
come
that?
on.
that I don't even think that was on your end. That was like me.
Oh.
I think. Oh, you know what? Look up. Can you see above you?
I saw a little bit of a thingy there. Did I even reach that?
Pull. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there's a ladder to your.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and also a thing. Yeah. There you go. More pillar fragments, which makes sense. And it came to my attention, by the way, that obviously pillar fragments are, come from the world pillar, but I totally forgot that the world pillar is literally just a spine, right? It's just a giant spine leading up the back of the world, and your pillar fragment is literally just fragments of vertebrae.
Oh yeah, huh? So this is weird.
It means you're gonna have to come from the other direction. But there is a ladder to your left.
My left?
Yeah, like pull to the left and then pull to the left and you'll see it.
Ah, there'd be. Sketchy.
Nice.
Oh, well.
Very smart. Big chunk.
Biggest chungus.
The biggest chunk.
Biggest chungus.
Oh, and this is just the
Chunky.
nerve pass, yeah. Yeah. Funky yet funky.
And I think to your right, there's a little bit more. Yeah, like way over there. And then there's like more. The world pillar is really cool to explore because it's all just this nonsense.
Ah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. A ladder spine thing.
The ladder spine.
Ooh. Secret?
How suspicious.
Oh, be suspicious.
Oh, it's gonna lead me to this weird area. With a shortcut to the same place.
You should break it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Can you even hit it? Yep, that's a yes.
Yep. But why? I guess I'll find out later. This is a boss arena. I'm feeling it.
What do you mean? Why would you say that? Big,
I don't know, I
wide
feel
open
like
area with unique background elements? That seems
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Seems like it to me. Shidra, I swear to God, you better not move from your fucking spot. I'm not fighting you.
Shidra's just like, why are you up there?
Come on, man. I was preparing for you.
I'm about to say, again, more to the right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy? Actually, you know what?
No, don't do that. So, yeah, I'm about to say, do the upwards part first, because once you drop down, you're going to have to come all the way back. So it was actually preferable that you died.
That's a little funky, I'm not gonna lie. There you go.
Oh, fuck you, Lawrence! I forgot that you had that stupid ability. There's another movement ability you're supposed to wait until you can pick that up. Well, there you go. That's your 5,000 that you need. God damn it. Well, pick up your upgrade material and go fuck yourself.
Breaking all the rules, bypassing
God
everybody
damn it.
and everything.
Motherfucker beat the misbegotten amalgam and thinks he just owns everything.
I do own everything, I just take it.
Now you're speaking like a true spiral heart.
Yeah. Alright.
Do you still want to sell all your random crap?
I do. Wasn't the merchant
He's up
somewhere
from here, yeah. Because it was Heod, and then Heod left.
What is this again?
You did it! The gate to the servant's path is open again. So this is because technically you were supposed to turn around after opening the servant's gate and tell him. To the point where there's a moment later on where he will acknowledge the fact that you didn't talk to him.
Oh.
It doesn't change anything. It's just a moment, that's all. Did you hit buy or sell?
Stuff. Wait, how do I sell?
Was there not a sell option?
Oh, let me see it again.
Oh, I guess not.
Man, this man doesn't want to trade.
He just wants your gotcha points.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Well, that being said, you have your poppable. You can upgrade your sword even more.
Yeah.
He wants all your
Now,
character.
before you pop it, look at this.
Don't give it to him.
What am I
Fully
looking
formed husk. We were born in death, but truly is there something that does not. There is meaning in finality, the start of something new. And you're going to crush it for 5,000 mass.
Well, yeah, that's my something new.
So my understanding is that these poppables that you've been crushing the whole game are like this fully formed husk. If left alone for long enough, it's not actually a square, obviously, in real life. They just do that for the sake of art. But if you left this alone long enough, it is now capable of holding on to breath and would turn into a living thing.
Oh, okay.
It's the reason why you can't just go around smacking rocks with your sword, because just because it is literally mass doesn't mean it's useful to you.
Ah, understood.
Fucking
All right,
crush it!
you're getting put into the sword, buddy.
Hi, Shidra.
Upgrade. Oh, ooh, juicy.
Wait, no, never mind. You don't have enough chunks either. Dude, one more level, though, and it goes up to 100 damage per swing.
Hell yeah, brother.
From 76 is what you started at.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, so do you want to... You're wanting to make progress now into the place beyond the palace?
I would. Well, once I get to the palace, I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick.
Sure, that sounds fine. So from a narrative perspective, actually, real quick, before you do that, I know you need to go to the bathroom. Go to the unformed desert real quick. We're actually going to pick up an item that only you can pick up because you have the ability to pull items. So would you mind opening your map? Go to your... It's to your left somewhere. You remember that it was a long vertical thing where Heod was there. Remember Heod was there and there was two boulder dudes and you just fucked them up?
Yeah.
You want to find that. So it's somewhere to your left, like up and to the left. So I guess you're just going to trace that back until you can find it. And then once you do that, that'll be, then you can go. But yeah. It should be noted from a lore perspective, this is particularly interesting because nobody except for Shidra and the Shapely Findus has ever even talked about something beyond the palace. For literally every other being in the world that you have communicated with, the palace might as well be heaven because it's where they're trying to go, right?
I was saying, I thought that was the end goal. I didn't know there was more.
Well, I mean, you know what your end goal is, right? Because it's a big scary thing on the map, right?
Is it up here? This vertical thing you were talking about?
It should be somewhere. It's definitely to your left, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going back to the...
Wait, actually, you know what? Sorry, open your map. Go to your right. You remember the guy who had like the pulley and it had like the thing going up?
That's way over there. We're here.
Nah, never mind. It's not over there because it's in the demo area. So you should be going towards it right now if you go to the left.
All right. Oh, think fast, chuckle nuts.
Fucking. Here you go. There it is. There you go.
Oh, hey.
There you go.
Friendly.
This suit of armor looks fucking awesome.
You want to just put it on aesthetic-wise?
15. It's all stamina. So I don't know if you want to actually wear it per se for the increased stamina, but
I'm gonna wear it for now just to check out the fashion.
And look, wait, and then look at the upgrades that you got from it. Clawhound and Frail Arm. So hit RT. Yeah, what do those give you?
Oh, is this one? Frail Arm.
Restores 25% of your force on a successful absorb or repel.
Restores force on well-timed. Oh, so even more force. I think this might be the play.
So because we went back to go pick that up, you now have a stamina build that you can just cheese with. If you want, by the way, you can just pause because you said you wanted to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I just want to get onto some good lighting. You know what I mean?
Lawrence, please.
Just to check myself out.
Yeah, look at you. Actually,
damn.
Yeah. Wait, hold up. Can you unequip your weapons so we can just look at you?
How do I?
You're wearing a mask now.
I am. That's a little silly.
Because you're a friendly imposter.
Friendly imposter. And just like in Dark Souls, the location of items in the world also has lore significance. So, like I said before, I've never been able to pick this up because I've never beaten the Misbegotten Amalgam before.
You did it!
I look pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna hit the bathroom.
My back is killing me. my back
That's
really
unfortunate.
hurts.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's doing great. He's doing good work. Everything's going swell.
How far are we in?
Now that he's beaten the palace, the next place that he goes to is, if I remember correctly, the next place he goes to has no combat. It is purely a like lore location with a boss at the end of it. And then after that, it's a pure platforming area, and then it's the final boss. That's what I remember. But then again, I could be wrong. So.
Oh.
What does this armor set look like to you? Is it teeth?
I just see like white kind of stone.
Because when you look at it in the overworld, right, it's like has these like weird pink splotches. It almost looks like blood splatter, like as if it was a tooth that was yoinked out of somebody's jaw.
I don't know, because it feels like the body constantly like makes things look pinker.
Yeah. Okay.
But it actually is, so I'm not too sure.
Actually, how much health do you have, Lawrence?
143.
No. I mean, like when we hit escape, like how's your health bar looking?
Let's see.
Yeah, maybe you're a little pink because you're a little damaged.
Maybe?
Let's see. Actually, there's a healing thing over here.
Like right there, yeah.
Though I think potentially it's just like the body, it's like pinkish or something. So.
Yeah, it's
pink.
a little pink. Yeah, never mind. I guess it just be like that. You did not explore this. Congratulations on finding whatever the hell this is. I don't remember this. Oh, actually, I think I do remember this.
Oh shit.
Splinter. Great word.
Splinter. What the fuck is this place?
Mini boss.
Damn, you scary. Alright, fine, I'll fight you. Oh,
dude,
no,
you just fucking whooped his ass. Kill this motherfucker.
Dude.
He doesn't even have any red moves.
He based.
Cool. Hunt complete. You obliterated that man. You actually have enough. Actually, never mind. Sorry, you're 600 shy. Actually, never mind. You do have enough now because you have a poppable. You have enough to upgrade your sword, but you need one more chunk. So hopefully you can find a chunk somewhere. Ah, yes, it's this guy.
I want your... kind of want your sword. Ooh, okay. Give me a second, buddy. Hold on. Hold your horses.
Not red. That's red. Holy Christ. What you're doing? Just fucking kill this guy, dude. Just fucking obliterate him, dude. Oh my god, Lord. Oh no. Well, yeah. Enjoy your hunt point, and there's an item to the right.
Baby. Yeah. Oh, let's check it out.
I hope it's his weapon. Yeah, it's the weapon.
Oh, shit.
Now, if I remember correctly, it's a balanced weapon. Yeah, it's strength and dex.
Spins twice. Oh. I'll think about it. This is a new area?
He's beginning to believe. Welcome to the year den. Let's go, Lawrence. We're exploring shit. I was worried that you were gonna miss all this nonsense. Because you don't really seem very interested in exploring all that much.
Oh shit, so many. Well, I'm plenty leveled.
Doggy.
Not with you, buddy. You're not invited to the party.
Dead.
No, man.
You got your surrogate though. Your surrogate's like right there. Hell yeah. I love this. This is the shit in Metroidvanias that I love, where it's just like, what the fuck is this? It's not on the map.
You're not here anymore. I don't believe you.
Well, I mean, you got a hunt point, which means he was a mini boss. So, and look, you slipped into a mouth.
That was a mouth.
Hello, I see you,
buddy. She kind of. Oh, that was a red.
Hello.
Oh, buddy. Show me. Cool shit.
I want to know.
Give me our daughter.
Nice.
Now give me a soul. Oop. Buddy, I said you're not invited. Damn it, buddy. Just charging
No invitation, you're not allowed in.
Do it again. Do it again.
Hit me again. Do it. Do you think I have anything to lose?
Yeah. What the fuck? Oh no, I triggered demand.
Nice.
There you go. It's gonna heavy
Hunt
all the
point
way.
gained.
Give me your fucking soul! Your hands. Your hands. Your hand, your hand, your hand. Your hand, your hand. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm gonna keep going. Wait a second, please. Even when I say the magic word.
Like a battlefield down here. Good. You don't want to. You don't want to kill that guy with reflex like that. It'll take 1,000 years. First year chest.
All right, I'll check it out. What do the years do? There's dexterity. Oh, they popped the collar for this one.
Yeah.
Buddy, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here for your mini bosses.
I'm here for your mini bosses.
Except you, I already fought your cousin. Maybe that. Oh yeah, is that another chunk?
Shard.
That's a shard. Damn.
Damn.
Like
That was
guys.
fat, so I thought like maybe.
You still got places to go though. Man,
Yeah,
this
I
area
do.
looks sick. Look at all the towers in the background. Oh, and that's a map.
Yeah, there's a map. I can't reach it though. Or maybe I. Oh, there's multiple. Oh shit.
Yeah, good, Lawrence. What the fuck is that
Oh,
thing?
what the? All right.
There it is.
Excuse me, buddy.
Nope, you gotta
No!
survive, Lawrence. Well, you activated the beacon.
There we go.
You did it. Die.
Damn. I need some good old health. This place looks pretty small. Not gonna lie.
It's a bonus area.
It is pretty cool. I'm getting profane capital vibes. Oh shit.
You get a lot of extremely
that
valuable.
hurting.
You get a lot of extremely valuable dex stuff in here. Yeah, this guy.
Ah, for nerds.
It's true.
Oh, what the fuck? He's got new schmoves. He's like the big brother.
Okay, good, Lawrence. You have one hit.
Oh my god, they can damage each other. Oh, you spear wielding. So, alright, who was that? Raise your hand. Stand up.
Raise
in front
your
of the
hand.
glass. Right now. Or I will stop my lesson. Man, I can't believe they had a little brother guarding the gate. Actually, never mind. Actually, this is a shortcut-ish. Okay, buddy. I'm just... And then I'm a... Can I just... Damn it. There's a fly! There's a fly on me! There you go. He's gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this.
I think that was worth it. Just think, if you can get his health bar down a little bit more, you can just counter him twice.
It's this little dog friend that's throwing me off. There you go.
Counter dog.
Counter the dog.
Counter him. Prepare to counter him.
Prepare to counter dog.
Now just fucking kill him. Just fucking obliterate his ass.
Damn.
Not good. Nice. Dead.
There you go.
Hunt point gained. I guess in retrospect, this area really is a good place to get a bunch of hunt points too.
Yeah, I guess so. There's a bunch of big boys. Speaking of big boys.
Now, if I recall correctly, the point of these guys, within a lore context, is that these guys, a long time ago, protected the primordial boulder heads. Because stronger and more vicious people would come around and crush the boulder heads for their mass, like you do. But they weren't necessarily purely benevolent beings, because they would also kill the boulder heads themselves.
Oh, well. So
it was
they
more.
wanted it for
It was
themselves,
less
then.
like slaughter and more like farming.
Damn.
All right, can you make it that far?
Oh
That
man.
pretty close.
Can I? Is that even? Can you even jump that?
No idea.
Dang. All right.
I want you to think about how much the world has opened to you by getting the gravity pull ability. And I'll remind you that you do have one more mobility ability that you're going to get later. So I think that there is a literal chance that you'll be able to do this, but there's definitely I mean, you knew he was there.
You know what the Anne Orlando Knights have about these guys?
What?
When they fire, there's a distinct sound.
True.
So that you know that you have a...
How about that? You want to say that you're done with this area now? I think that'd be pretty safe.
I don't think there's anywhere else I can go over there.
All right. So
But
once again, I'll
distinct
remind you
sound.
that progress is in that mask door of the palace if you want to go on to the next area.
Yeah, let's go there. Well, I mean,
What, it's been like 2 hours. Oh my god, where you go? Jesus.
Well, so like, 'cause I know should have sent me here. I don't know,
Actually,
we'll
you
try
might.
the
Actually,
door,
you know what? You
and then
might.
let's try
You know
the
what? You're
under-
right. Totally forgot. There's an interim step in between what I was thinking of. You're right. You need the key to the door. You killed the
Yeah.
doorman, but now you need the key for the door. You passed the nerf.
Ran past it.
Unfortunate. Big
No,
face.
I know, too
Big
fast.
face
This
in the
armor's doing
background.
So much worse. This is the right one. Yeah.
Big face.
Send me to Carvin Palace.
Carvin Palace.
I do want to check out the door real quick.
I guess you do have to go down, right? Because now you have the gravity pull, you could actually do it.
Yeah.
Shit popping in the background. This
Yeah,
game, I
it's
don't know
like-
if you can tell, but this game is made in Unreal.
Ah, shit. We gotta load things so fast. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a shard.
Crack.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. This is the ladder down. I wanna hit the bonfire though. Just in case.
You do literally hit this bonfire when you activate it the first time.
That's true.
Now, you might be asking yourself, Zach, how does the surrogate fit into, like, the intricate and well-crafted lore?
Ah, yeah, because you have never mentioned it before.
I don't
Tell
know.
us. Oh.
Yeah, I figured he's like, it doesn't.
Well, it kind of does, but in kind of like a wishy-washy, like, bullshit way.
So, not unlike the bonfires of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Fair. Cenotaph City, what the fuck? I just want to I appreciate this one guy over here with a long, maybe not head.
Oh, you
yeah,
mean
it
the
just
thing
goes
going all the
up.
way up?
Yeah.
Well, I would actually like to point out what's on the other person's head.
A candle.
And what is candles made out of?
Wax.
So what do you think that guy's head is doing?
Waxing.
It's dripping down from the heavens.
Ah, some mythological bullshit. I'm out of here.
Now,
No,
funny
I think
enough,
it's
you say it's
crazy.
mythological bullshit. I would agree with you, except you see it happen in game later, and it's like, what? What do you mean that was literal?
Just like
Where are
when
you getting
said
all
that-
this fucking wax from?
Just like what you said about the wrapping your head in or your not head in cloth so that you can contain all your knowledge. Like,
So you can
mythological
contain
bullshit.
and refine your knowledge, yeah.
Oh, big puzzle time. Oh,
He's
No,
got
man,
it.
I made it.
Nope. Pull! You can pull.
What?
Don't forget, you can
Alright.
pull as soon as the yellow ring comes back.
Right, but I, expected to make that one. I was in it.
Nah.
What?
Oh, dash.
All right, give me a second. I need
Gotta
to reset.
reposition. There you
There
go.
you go. Now I'm hitting it. Spooky.
Nice. Oh, you could dash to the left there.
Oh, I could?
There's a little hole in the wall, right?
Hold on. Oh, shit. That was a sneaky hole.
Celebration hands.
Ah, do you clap?
Yes, hands.
Can't interact while attacking.
Good time. Oh, come on, man.
Oh, they're like sequenced.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, sleeper 30%. The celebration chest is stamina and strength, and you get maximum force, which is your stamina.
I think it's time to celebrate.
But we don't have celebration legs yet. If you get celebration legs, maybe it would be a consideration.
I would say with the
Where
legs,
is the
I'll
legs?
take it just because I don't know. The
Dex
drip
and
seems pretty
strength is
strong
what
on
you
this
want.
one.
Dex and strength is what you want. It's true. Wow, you go really far into that wall, like suspiciously far.
There's gotta be something else here, yeah?
No, you got the celebration. No, it's equipment.
Okay. It was just, I mean, you were right. It is suspiciously large. So, like, there's gotta be something else.
Nah, don't be suspicious.
Celebration.
Yes, dude, I love platforming.
Excuse me.
Oh, Lawrence, it's fucking. God damn it, Lawrence! This
I'll
ignoring
show
shit.
you who loves platforming by failing.
Show you the power of the. Oh shit!
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know why it was a hold. Oh shit! There's a lot less platform than I thought there. Dash, buddy.
Ow.
You can do it. Don't be nervous. Just there you go.
Oh, you got. Oh
fuck
my god,
off.
you gotta jump and then and then pull and then there you. Wow, man, I forgot about that. That's awesome.
Oh,
He's alive. Welcome to the bottom of the pit.
Oh shit. Elevator came in a little strong there.
So the funny thing is that the elevator used to be excruciatingly slow.
Oh.
And then fans complained, so they were like, you know what? Let's update it.
You're saying there's a trick.
A mini boss.
Stealing your treasure.
Motley Pearl, you now have 5.
Oh damn. Okay, now they're stunning me.
Get out of there. I mean, even if you do die, you have the elevator to come back down, so.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
And there was an entire area that we didn't explore. Oh, you can go down to the left.
What? Bait.
I don't know about that.
Baited.
Because now I really want you to get the celebration legs. Would you mind opening your map real quick?
Sure.
Up into the can you go up into the right a little bit?
Legs, come on.
Because where was the? Okay, so the zone that's directly up and to the right of where you are now, like below, like down into the right of the surrogate, but up into the right of you.
You're talking about this
there.
area?
Yeah, there was a thing that you could pull on to get up there, and I'm just concerned because I'm wondering if that's where the celebration legs are.
We could.
You could just die.
Try it. I die from victory, brother.
You have 0 ardor. Yes, oh.
Damn, shame.
He was so close.
So close.
Yet so far.
And then the end. Don't even matter. Oh shit.
Nice.
Unless. This health. This is just dropping shit. Ah. Fellas?
Gentlemen?
Fellas?
Oh, there was a pullable.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
So on your way down, I guess check out the thing on the right. And then we'll be all set.
Would it be?
Or you could just take the elevator down. You could actually just take the elevator down and then just go up and to the right, I guess.
Sure. I think both of them work.
It should be noted, by the way, that this is beyond fucked up because no, you did want it.
I don't know if it was that one or that one.
I think you might have selected correctly, actually. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Actually.
Yeah, a little too low. Oh, never mind. You're actually perfectly correct. Sorry. I looked at the surrogate. Nothing. Oh.
It's so dark.
Crazy dark. Oh my god. This is bait.
A splinter. Can you dash through that?
I might be able to.
Splinter.
In a second. I know I said it's bait, but I'm falling for it.
Person here to fight, maybe. Possibly. Or fighter, at least.
What?
Formal Coda chest.
That's a chest, that's not legs.
It's below the
This one's Dex.
Flower Fighter. Flower Fighter is the one that gives you stamina regen.
Yeah, but it's a...
Wait, what stats does it give you? Is it Dex and...
Dex and Forest.
So not as useful. So you want Celebration, yeah.
It's for nerds.
Nice.
Oh. Hello? Huh? Oh, it's just a hard platform. That's a strange one. Are we near that giant wall that we saw earlier?
You literally were just looking at it, but underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that was the case. Ooh.
Formal Coda hands. Oh, Paul. Formal Coda legs. Well, you got the full set. It's not good for you though. You want the cell. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look up where to find the celebration legs.
All right, I'm just gonna look around here though.
Who knows? Maybe you'll find it.
Yeah. Is this
a shard? It's a shard.
Dang.
He'll pull it up with two hands if it's
shit.
Nice. It's your favorite enemy.
Again, you piece of shit.
If it's a chunk, he pulls it up with two hands. Look at that guy.
Yeah, I see him. Haha. Haha.
Haha.
Excuse me. Damn, they're just combining enemies now here. Oh, I didn't even see you.
Nope.
Ooh.
Yikes.
There's a lot of really cool armor sets that we don't have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something?
The Weathered Splinter. Sorry, Weathered Stitcher. It's different.
Ooh, is this? This looks big. Oh, it's the chunk boy!
Ah. All right, so I found where the legs are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're not here.
No.
Damn.
Wait. You have the celebration chest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I guess you already got this. Never mind. Continue exploring.
Continue doing what you've been doing.
More shots.
Celebration hands. Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad I had invincibility. Bait. Bait.
Ah.
Everything's bait.
Okay.
Oh, that's also bait.
I have discovered where the celebration legs are.
Oh yeah.
They were actually they were effectively right next to the celebration arms. So.
And where were the celebration arms again?
Well, let me know when you're done exploring this area and we'll do it. Okay,
I guess
so you're
back here.
If you want to go up to the elevator. So you want to open your map real quick? In midair, cool. So zoom in slightly. You see that diagonal wall to your top left?
Yeah.
It's like from this. It's like a ceiling wall thing. So you have to approach it from the top. There's ladders. If you recall, there's like ladders that you have to like jump down to. You need to drop from a ladder to a hidden ladder that's further below you, and then you have to do some platforming along that diagonal wall, and at the very bottom of that diagonal wall is a platform with the legs. So the way to get up there is to take the elevator up.
So that means we die.
No, you can just jump up.
Oh, never mind. I
Yeah.
didn't know I could jump that.
So you're going to want to take the elevator up, but before the elevator gets all the way up, you want to jump to there's going to be a pole on the left. There you go. And then dash.
Oh. Call. Oh man. Hole. This might just kill me, but anything for the drip.
Well, it's also good. So it makes sense.
I guess.
You can just dash. You don't even need to pull. Pull! There you go. Dash. There you go. All right, so you're going to go down here. Around. Back onto the ladder, exactly. Down. Now, you're going to drop from this ladder, and there's a hidden ladder below you, and you need to catch it. There you go.
There you go.
There's a platform. Yep, jump to the platform. Look down. More platforms. Look down. Platform over there. Not the item. Oh, that.
Oh, yeah,
oh, they changed
baby.
it. Wait, look at your map. Yeah, you're supposed to be on a diagonal wall.
Oh yeah, huh?
They changed.
Whatever, we got it.
I guess it staggers like Minecraft staircase style.
Well, in the video that I just watched, it used to be a diagonal wall, and the person had to try twice to get it. So I guess they literally just made it easier. All right, well, let's check out your celebration stuff.
Oh, dude, I got the drip. Oh yeah.
Oh,
You look not bad.
Look at my white
like
So
a
what's your
fancy
stat?
boy.
You gain plus 15% stamina and plus 15% strength, as opposed to what were you had plus, I think it was actually plus 40% stamina when you had the what'd you calls it, the friendly imposter.
Yeah.
So
this is more balanced. I think I'm gonna hold on to this.
what's the yellow one? Formal Coda hands. Okay.
Yeah. Time to die from these
You
falls.
do look insane.
Absolutely. Look at my shoulders, my man.
Your shoulders
I work
continue
on
to be
them.
enormous.
I walk on them.
All right, and we're making our way downtown, right?
Was this straight down? Yeah. Oh, right, and it was a drop.
Nice.
Well, you got it.
I got it. Actually, before I even go any further, get out of here. I'm talking to Shidra. Give me my strong sword.
Do you have a chunk?
Yeah, I got the chunk.
Oh, I wasn't. I was looking up where to find the celebration
Yeah.
legs. You're gonna get your 100 damage sword, dude. Congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Now it is gonna suck because you're gonna like this sword for a long time. There is a sword that is literally just better and cooler in every way. So but it's okay because this sword you could probably go to the rest of the game with this sword.
I'll take it. Cause that's the weird thing that I have with like finding weapons later on in the game, that you're not really gonna experience them much unless you're doing like a new game
second
plus
playthrough, or
yeah.
what is it called? New Game Plus. That's often why they put the crazy good stuff at the end, though, is because if they put it early, it would bust the game.
Right. Which is obviously it makes sense. But in a situation where we're only doing one playthrough,
you want the cool shit.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of weapons, I just wanted to talk about Monster Hunter again really quickly because I mentioned before that I have thoroughly switched to the longsword because I am hitting way above my talent level now that I have a weapon that actually deals damage as opposed to the hammer, which does not. The hammer deals like really big singular hits, but if you're really bad at hitting the monster like I am, you never really get those big singular hits. Whereas the longsword is like it deals like 1/4 the damage, but I hit more than 400% as often with the longsword, so it's just a flat across the board increase in damage. But anyway, I was thinking about it the other day, and it's interesting to note that there hasn't been a new Monster Hunter weapon since the Insect Glaive. And I find that not exactly super weird, because obviously each weapon is very meticulous and you have to design monsters around the weapon, right? Around the weapons that are available. But
right.
It pisses me off as somebody who has like a need for things to be clean numbers. Not exactly OCD, but I really want them to be clean numbers. There are 14 weapons in Monster Hunter, and they insist on depicting them as a 4x4 with 2 spots missing at the end. And so it's like, I just want them to add odd. 2 more weapons. Just 2 more weapons, and then you can be done forever. So that way you have the even 15, or 16 rather.
Make it clean.
If you fall, there's a pull to your right. Right there. Got it.
That's crazy.
And that's a chunk. Congratulations on your chunk, sir.
Ooh, I love me chunks.
I say to my friend who's been trying to gain weight.
Oh, no.
Congratulations on your chunk.
Congratulations on your chunks. Damn.
Look at these fuckos. Just pull them, dude.
What
the fuck?
That's not what I wanted. What the fuck did I pull?
Wait, no, pull. Yeah, just pull them. What the fuck?
Gravity!
Oh, you're pulling the bombs on their back.
Yeah, it's gonna work on these guys.
Well, now there's no more bombs, so you gotta whack them.
Yeah.
Just whack them a little bit, dude.
Mostly dead.
What's that?
There you go. Wow, what a weird weapon. What a weird enemy type.
Just a pit full of stuff, I guess.
You did get an enormous amount of explosive weapons.
The fuck are you? How's your health bar? Never mind. You're common. I don't like you.
Rejoice! Awaken!
Awaken thee! Excuse me.
Awaken my masters.
Oh shit! Oh, that scared me.
Trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. So I was thinking about it, and it's just like, I know exactly what I would want one of the two... Like, I know exactly what I would want the 15th Monster Hunter weapon to be, but I'm not exactly sure what I would want the 16th, like, final weapon to be. In Monster Hunter, there are 3 damage categories that weapons can have. Most weapons are slashing damage. A few weapons are piercing damage, such as the bow and arrow and both guns. Oh, look at this, by the way. Look at this area that you're going into.
That is gross. Oh.
So now that we're
life.
here, I can talk about what the fuck I think this is. Because nothing in this world is made of flesh, right? Nerves are made out of crystal. Bodies are made out of stone. What the fuck is this stuff, right? Like, what is this made out of? And I genuinely believe, and this is the thing I was talking about before where it's not confirmed. I think that this is what happens when breath just exists without being absorbed into rock for long periods of time. I think it just turns into flesh.
Into grass. Into life.
Well, sorry.
Isn't this what mothers are made of then?
Sorry?
Isn't this what the mothers are made of then?
Exactly.
Like
this is where the mothers came from. And I think this is the reason why the mothers, whether intentionally or not, I don't think that the mothers have the same drive to perfection that other creatures do, because they're not the same, right? Increases damage done by 15 for 15 seconds after repelling an attack. Can stack up to 3 times. The buff is lost upon taking damage. So if you counter up to 3 times, you gain 15% each for a total of 45. That's not bad.
Definitely not.
I would personally grab, if you're planning on sticking with the celebration set, I would personally upgrade the Leaper.
That's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to be sticking with the set unless I find something better.
That being said, increasing, if you don't stick with this set and you leave to something else, having the stamina would be really nice. Right? As with every Dark Souls game, I think stamina is extremely important, as you've seen. That's just my opinion.
And then we get like, I don't know. There's such a thing as too much stamina. You have so much that you don't have to use it.
Too much stamina, I agree.
I mean, I would say that too much stamina is, or like too much well, okay. I mean, that was a. I was going to dictate a little bit, but it was just like the. I think that the perfect amount of stamina is you doing 2 cycles of whatever attacks that you would normally do, plus 3 dodges. So that way you have plenty of space to react to opponents while also still dealing damage. So
yeah, that depends, because sometimes the enemies they're facing are just attacking so much.
I mean, that's true.
For example, Miss Hand Woman. What the fuck? There you go.
That was hilarious. You pulled it out of the ceiling and then just pulled it to you.
Absolutely.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
What the frickety frick?
It hurts. Yep, there you go. They're landmines.
I just saw flower and be like, must be a soft landing. Guess not.
Here's a shard.
Cool.
But yeah, sorry.
Cool.
Back to what I was saying, just so that way Lawrence can focus on just exploring. I know for a fact that I want the 15th Monster Hunter weapon to be gauntlets. Like big, giant, fuck you fists, because there's only 2 weapons in Monster Hunter that deal blunt damage, and that's the hammer and the hunting horn. And it's really weird that there's only 2 that deal blunt damage, considering that blunt damage is quite important. Blunt damage deals bonus damage to monster parts, so it's easier to break like a monster's legs or arms or head with blunt damage. And and when you deal head damage, or if you deal damage to the head with a blunt weapon, you deal extra concussive damage, which can stun a monster, right? And it's weird that there's only 2 weapons that do that. So I do genuinely think that they're nice. Wasn't this where a shard was?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Chunk! Wow, the shard was hiding a chunk. That's awesome.
Bait. Sneaky. God, I'm so scared of this area. I don't know. Like, oh my god.
Welcome back.
I'm scared of the area.
So you recall that you fought one of these guys early.
Yeah.
And that's because getting the stamina regen early is way more valuable than getting it here. Because prior to getting here, you have to fight Shapely Findus.
Right.
Right. So having the stamina regen is much more useful before this area than after. But anywho, I think for the gauntlets in Monster Hunter, it would be a lot of fun because in Monster Hunter you have 2 attacks. You have your heavy and your light. I think that your character, if you hit light attack, it would just be like a jab where you go back and forth with your left and your right, just rocking them back and forth. And then your heavy would be right and left hooks, like subsequently. Like you would do them. They would be slower, but they would deal more damage. And the whole idea behind the weapon would be that you can combo jabs and hooks in a row. And you would earn, and by doing like certain things in a fight, you would gain fucking punch out stars that you can cash in all at once to do like a big fuck you uppercut or a giant flying stinger and stuff like that. I think it would be really fun.
Didn't they already add gauntlets in Monster Hunter? Because I remember you talking about this in college.
They were discussing it for Iceborne, and then they said that they did like a poll, like what do people want, and they were like, oh, let's talk about the most popular ones from the poll. So I got fucking hyped because I was like, yes, gauntlets was number 4 out of 5.
All right.
Do you want to know what number 2 was, which surprised me?
I want to know all the top 3. Spear.
Okay. So top 5 I would have to look up again because I only remember the second, 4th, and 5th. I don't remember what number 1 was. Because I think number 1 was just like another sword. And I was like, fuck you people. We already have 3 fucking swords in the game. We don't need another sword.
I was like, we need more swords.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that spear was number 2. And genuinely, I think that the spear would be really interesting because you could do... Because, I mean, historically, spears were used a lot more than... were used a lot more than swords in real life.
Right.
So, you know, it kind of makes sense in that way. Can you counter it? That works.
Do it again. I'm just gonna... Oh, never mind.
Or you just die. That works too. There was spear, and then number 5 was a cannon, which I thought was kind of interesting. It was a long range... It would have been a long-range blunt weapon. The idea of it being just like... It would be just like a gun lance... and, you know, a bow gun and stuff like that. But it's just a big fuck you cannon. You just shoot a big thing at a monster and it hurts them. Because they do a lot of cannon stuff in the Monster Hunter games. Like, you often use cannons to fight in, like, set piece arenas. And so people are like, oh, well, what if that was just a weapon that you could use? And I'd be like, oh, I guess that could be interesting. I think it would be interesting if they did a cannon and you could do, like, rocket jumps with it and stuff. Like, it'd be really interesting if this big lumbering cannon was actually like a mobility weapon as well, like Tristana from League. That'd be pretty interesting. But yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
And then I remember there was I don't remember where it was. I don't think it was 1, so maybe it was 3. Was a chain with like a blade on the end of it. The idea being that you would use the attack and would have to keep your attack momentum going to keep the chain going, and as you kept the combo going, you would gain like more and more damage and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty okay. I thought that idea was neat.
That's neat.
But that being said, I would still want there to be a gauntlet. But the reason why I bring this up, not just to yammer about Monster Hunter, but I wanted to ask you guys what you think would be an interesting weapon to have. I know you don't really play Monster Hunter, but...
What weapons that you got right now?
Sure, let me look up the full list, because I remember Saba had asked something similar, and then I didn't look it up, but Monster Hunter weapons.
There's only so much you can do for weapons before it gets... And they don't have, like, staff stuff, like magic-based staff stuff.
And I was actually going to say that I think it would be interesting if they had, like, something like that. Like imagine if you had...
elemental-based magic.
Well, like they don't have magic in Monster Hunter, right? Like that doesn't exist. But what if you had like a staff-based weapon where the idea was that you had like little friendly monsters that you would command, right?
A freaking flamethrower, except you could switch.
Well, they kind of already have flamethrower in the bow gun, because one of the bow guns like super moves that you can choose to equip is where you just crank all
sword that like breaks up into multiple pieces, so it extends into a whip like
like a chain sword.
Yeah,
that's anime as fuck.
Yeah.
So all right, if this wiki would stop fucking with
me. Bro, leave me out.
I just want the can you just give me like no, I don't want the fucking fandom website anymore. It sucks ass. Just give me like a chart with the 14 of them on there. All right, the weapons that are currently in Monster Hunter are Great Sword, which is probably the most famous weapon, which is it's the sword that's literally just 3 times the size of your person. Sword and Shield, it's exactly what you would think it is. Dual Blades is the Naruto ninja weapon. You have Long Sword, which is a big ass like Sephiroth samurai sword. That's what I've been using. Hammer is a hammer. I think that one's pretty self-evident. Hunting Horn, which is basically just a really big bagpipe, but then the bagpipe is made of metal most often, so you can use it to whack monsters. It's a support weapon, but then in Monster Hunter Rise, they gave it like a bunch of buffs, so now it's also a damage-dealing weapon, so it's really OP.
Okay.
They have the Lance, which the Lance is... You don't want to go... Yeah, there you go. The Lance is a really weird weapon in context because it is a lance, right? But it's mostly useful for its shield. It's the only there's the lance and then the gun lance, and the idea is that the lance, you have this like shield move that you can activate, which will block 100% of damage as long as you have enough stamina to compensate. And then Gun Lance will only block up to 70% of damage and then do the same thing with your stamina bar. Look at this area, dude.
Damn.
See, like, once again, look at this.
People.
They look like people. Look at this area and tell me what this place is made out of.
Some sort of glowing
bioluminescent
mushroom-looking thing.
It's clearly like plant-ish, right? Like plant-ish or fungal-ish, and I agree. But this is kind of what I was getting at earlier when Saba was like, "Oh, well, what if it smelled like mildew?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know what this stuff is." I've heard people.
Damn, they're whispering too. That's creepy.
I've heard people. That's just a torso, like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, these are just gesture drawings. That's what we did, and they're like, "All right, put it in a project, sir." But it's just sketches.
It's just sketches.
No. It's in.
I've heard lore people say that this stuff here existed prior to the gods obliterating themselves. Like this was just the world that existed before them, and then they came along and took over effectively. Which I don't know. I got literally no answer for any of this. All I know is that it looks cool, and it's like the only area in the game that's green. So, which once again, Lawrence, I'll remind you. Remember, last area was overwhelmingly orange. Now you're overwhelmingly green.
When you were saying that, I thought he was joking around.
Nope.
Well.
Anyway, moving on. So Lance and Gun Lance. Then you have Switch Axe. Which Switch Axe switches between an axe and a sword, so that's the third sword. Sorry, fourth sword, because I forgot Great Sword exists. So it's the fourth sword weapon.
That sounds silly.
Sorry?
That sounds silly. Sword and an axe.
Well, it's cool because you switch back and forth between them like it's from, and keep in mind, this predates it, but it's like, oh, hey. Strand of the Child.
What the fuck?
You want to whack? You know, want to take a swing?
Well, I wanna read.
It's in
what
your
this-
key. It's the last one.
Oh,
An item
yeah.
requested by
Oh,
Shu.
so this is it. The unborn mass of the child stretches from the womb into the garden. What the fuck?
Do you want to
Yeah.
swing? Lawrence, do you want to swing?
Oh, and then now the objective point is now back to Shidra. No.
Take a swing, Lawrence. Destroy the child.
Did somebody say big swing?
You can't hurt it.
Oh,
Nice.
hey man.
You
Bates.
fucking bounced!
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that was awesome. Anywho, the last weapons are Charge Blade, where you hit a monster to fill up these like vials with the monster's like fluids, and then you spend the vials to charge up your blade with like electricity, effectively, like energy in general, and then that is what you use in order to deal like a shit ton of damage. Then you got Insect Glaive, which is a glaive. But you have a pet kinsect that you can command with the insect glaive, and the insect doesn't deal a whole lot of damage on its own, but what it does do is it will collect fluids from the monster, which will increase like your stamina and your attack for a short period of time. Then you got the bow. You could probably guess what the bow is, I assume.
Oh,
It's
oh,
like
like
a
this.
piece of fabric that you have to kind of tie a little bit, and then you choke out the monsters like that.
That's really funny, actually. You choke out the monster.
Just fucking garrote the monsters. I love that.
Oh, there's something to the left. No, stop. There's something down to the left.
I mean, there's a lot of pathways here, so
I know, but I don't
guess
want
it's
you to
more
miss stuff
secretive.
anymore, because you miss so much. Oh, is this a nerve pass?
Oh, so
Hey,
that's
it's
how
a nerve
easily-
pass. Well, you want to just go to Shinra?
I mean, I guess so. Oh, this fucker won't let me. All right.
Take a swing. Well, that was fucking brutal.
You should have gotten out of the way. All right.
So before you, I'm gonna finish up this list before you do
Sure.
your Shidra stuff. The last two remaining weapons of the 14 are light bow gun and heavy bow gun. It's literally just a gunpowder powered crossbow. So the light bow gun shoots much quicker. It's like a lot more dexterous, and you get like a lot of really good rolls with it. Whereas the heavy bow gun is the type of thing where it's like, oh, the monster is down, I'm going to unload a full clip of 30 rounds into its skull at once. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know if you retained any of this information, but those are the 14 weapons. So imagine the 14 that I just described to you, plus giant fuck you gauntlets. That'd be, and that'd be number 15. So what do you think would be 16? What do you think would be a good 16?
Pole axe. I haven't heard a good axe weapon.
Well,
the best
I
they
mean,
got
there was
is axe, switch axe, but like, no, give me full axe. Go all the way, pole axe.
like a halberd,
Give a long one.
like a
Yeah,
halberd.
sort of like a halberd looking thing. Part spear, part
Hey,
axe.
Shidra,
part
what are you doing back
hammer.
there? Also, look at him.
He's a vertebrae.
Oh
No,
my
no,
God,
but
he is gonna vertebrae.
no, but
His animation's fucked. What the hell?
Yeah, right. So they talked about this. For whatever reason, they can't fix it because the original animation did loop perfectly, but then when they imported it into Unreal, it clipped off the last like 0.2 seconds of the animation or whatever, and they can't find it.
I can't find it.
So now it's just this, and I guess it doesn't really matter because this is the only time that he ever does this animation, but it's really
That's a-
bad.
This is unfortunate. Damn. All right, Shidra. Ah, this. All right, I'm gonna fight this fucker now. I
Why?
feel it.
Huh? What do you mean?
Most big guys who put their hands behind their back like that
Are evil.
and they start
Are
talking
evil as shit.
like this, like Bilti Nitan Liazira, Tivraku is like, okay, time for a boss fight. He didn't expect me to come back, you fucker. Ready?
Hand me the strap.
Hand me the stand.
Yeah.
JoJo theme starts playing.
And here is your key.
Barrier
Doom
to the
worshippers.
Doom worshippers. Dude, I am so happy that we have an hour left of stream because you are about to enter my favorite area of the game.
Reaching the pale sky. The sky's a little orange, my man. You gotta get out of here.
I would like you to consider this. Oh my god, his animation.
The animation's a little
The
wonky.
worshippers, they have been eagerly awaiting your visit. They will welcome your arrival with cheers. What will you do when faced with those who adore you? Will it finally give you pause?
Maybe.
Just a thought. You have those, do you not? God, he hates you like so much.
Yeah.
I have urgent work to get back.
Why is he helping me again?
Because he has to. If he didn't voluntarily, like think of it this way: if he didn't voluntarily choose to help you with all this stuff, he would just be another boss for you to fight and kill.
Fair.
The Unsierra!
Yeah, are those weapons?
I don't think so.
I figured they're a key.
Yeah, unseal the barrier to the door.
But you know what I mean, right? This looks like
It looks like dual blades.
either dual blades or some funky scissor weapon that they're gonna make work.
All right,
Actually,
let's
I can't-
boogie down.
Give me 1 second, Shidra. I'm gonna level though.
Wait, what's your what is your weapon need?
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out in a minute. Damn, I got a lot. I'm gonna put a little bit on health. Can I do 2 more? Oh, only 1 more. I mean,
You really don't need to level up your stamina anymore, right? Because you're just getting free stamina.
yeah, stamina seems strong at the moment. Health and strength sound pretty good, but I think I'm getting close to the diminishing point of where health is important. Maybe
I
don't
would
know.
say that you want to get to the point where the final boss won't be able to two-shot you, because let's just say that the final boss has an ability that quickly hits you twice, and I think you might be okay. I'm not sure though.
Wait. Oh, is my sword maxed?
It might be, I guess so.
Oh shit.
Can you
Oh,
look at it in your inventory? Wait a minute. Go to your knives again.
on these?
26 dex.
Oh my god.
I told you it's the be all end all dex weapon.
God damn. God damn. It's very fast too. Holy shit.
Special attacks. Scrape the nails against scrape the gills against each other to gain 100% additional damage for 10 seconds.
Though even more damage. Alright. And then the rest is kind of mid. Or I can't use it. Or it's weird.
Okay, I think you're fine for a
Yeah.
while. Like you're good for a long while. Do you want? I guess your carven sword is full.
Yeah. So it says, powerful as it's gonna get. Now let's hit up this nerve pass.
So while you're making your way over there, right? Feel free to keep going. But while you're making your way over there, we talked about the perfection of form, and we talked about perfection of mind, right? When the people of the palace achieved perfection of mind, and they still didn't feel complete because their souls told them that they still needed to be more perfect, what do you do then?
hollow out. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's
Or,
not literally
oh.
Dark Souls, but
I mean, but like same concept of they go
hello,
crazy.
Yawn. It didn't.
Oh, speaking of
It
going
didn't
crazy.
work. I still feel wrong. Am I beyond mending? Am I the only one the form changed nothing for?
Cadence.
Worse, I miss my face.
Nephron.
Maybe it didn't help any of them. Maybe everyone was just playing along, hoping it gets better. I can't be the only one. I can't! Maybe if I had the flesh, maybe that's when everything changes.
Cadence.
But I have no one left to ask. You've eaten the Shapely, and now you will go eat the Formbringers too.
Yep. I'm hungry. Maybe that might have. Alright. I don't think Yon's
I've
happy.
never lied to you.
Oh, no.
How can you like someone that never says anything?
I said I was gonna eat them. I confirmed
It's going
it.
insane now.
Besides being ugly, that is absolutely the most unlikable trait for someone to have.
I changed my mind. Yon's based.
Lost.
But you don't care, do you? You beautiful, sparkling feaster!
Thank you.
I fight Jan.
It's your fault. You
yes,
ruined
blame us.
everything.
I don't know if this will be a boss fight. I think I'm just gonna kick his ass.
I am only here because of you.
I'd rather
I
not,
could
Yon,
have come back.
No sabiat.
Back to Mom's.
though. Aw.
Just leave.
Damn. Sad.
And once again, just in case it wasn't super evident, the people who get their heads smashed open, if you look at him, if you look at his neck hole, he's hollow inside.
Damn.
Because this
what it
process of perfecting your form and your mind is not. It doesn't actually give you substance.
Damn. Damn. Keeping it literal. What the fuck?
Wow! I really thought that would work.
Zibut.
Act sad, and then you feel sad, and then you stop doing, and I want you to stop doing. Win-win. Whatever.
Yon, I swear to God, if you start chucking red spears at me.
Can you just not literally destroy everything?
Nephron.
You can break all the uglies you want. Over there. Under the ugly sky.
Lost.
But this is the pretty side. No breaking allowed. Not when I'm this close to proportional perfection.
Tusut.
Just don't come any closer. If we are friends? Yes! How about that?
Cadence.
Aw.
You can stay enticing and intimidating way back
Nektolotstot.
over there.
Damn. Well, end of the game, boys. What a shame. What a shame. Alright, Jan, I'm not taking that. No, I'm not taking that. Okay, no, I need to build some more
Lawrence!
confidence in a second. I need to build confidence. Alright, okay. I had a little bit of thinking in my head, and I'm thinking, no, you bump off.
Ah! I knew that stupid friend thing doesn't work.
We were friends. I actually left.
Maya.
Fine. So what is it you want anyway? You already have the form. Is having the best thing ever just not enough for you?
I just realized the guys that are right by his sides. This is gonna be a group fight. Oh no.
What's the point in destroying everything? How are you supposed to continue to exist when there's nothing left?
When I
Didn't
am
think about
everything.
that, did you?
I think there's supposed to be nothing left. I think that's the point.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just me. Just me.
Just you.
Ha! I thought those were pretty smart words that I just said. Maybe all your breath went into form that precious body, but left everything else silent.
To be fair, you literally have 0 resonance.
True. I mean,
He's kind of right.
he kind of spins, so you can't hate him for that.
That means you're dumb.
Damn, he got me.
Uglies, come!
Oh shit.
Before
Here we
that
go.
dumb, beautiful, ugly ruins everything.
All right.
I'm just gonna swing first. No! I said no chucking reds! Oh shit. I can't believe at the end he was a red spear thrower. Oh shit, never mind, he's killing his friends. Oh! Just wanna heal, buddy.
Lawrence.
Oh.
Oh no. I'm about to say you're at the world pillar because you didn't activate the thing, so you gotta go. That's fine.
God damn it.
So yeah, that's how things end with Yon.
Damn. I can't believe it.
It's
I-
weird
I-
because
I-
Yon was never likable or your friend. He was literally just like a guy. Like my interpretation of your interactions with Yon is that you are a heartless, soulless being that's designed to purely devour everything around you, right? And the quickest way of doing that is to get to the end of the game. Yon keeps giving you commands at the beginning of the game, which just so happened to coincide with what you would have had to do anyway.
Yeah.
So Yon misunderstood that as like you being like synergistic-ish, and now that you're here, Yon's like, oh shit, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that
Hold on.
perfection takes time? Not only does perfection take time, but also, very depressingly, Yon's just not capable of perfection.
Yeah.
And that's really sad.
And you're very
Your
unhappy,
instantaneous potential as a being in this world, vast, like from the moment that you crawled across the ground in the very beginning, your potential has already outpaced where Yon is now after everything that he's done. And
Yeah,
that's upsetting. Nice.
Ow. Ouchie. So many things to keep track. Oh my god.
Lawrence, oh my god.
He chucked it directly downward. I thought he was gonna chuck it at me.
At least you're here. But yeah, you know, once again, Yon has the whole thing where, you know, he knew that what the moms were teaching the Boulder Heads was irregular and, you know, wasn't how things had been for thousands and thousands of years. And he decided to use that as an opportunity to, like, get revenge, I guess, in a weird way. And now here at the end of his servant's path, he's like, damn, I was wrong. And I hate it.
Oh,
Lawrence.
just wanna. Don't. It's cool.
Ooh.
Zachary, I would
Yes.
appreciate it if you don't say my name like that.
Because I know you know, but it's just like you're gonna have a conniption as soon as you defeat these two guys. Because it's like
Okay, cool.
counter. Ooh.
Oh, you red fucker.
There you
Where
go.
are the boots?
Oh.
Well, at least he's hurting his own people.
Oh.
I'm gonna make chicken Kiev for dinner tonight. It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna have chicken Kiev. I only have a 3-day work week this week. I'm really excited about that. I'm not getting paid for Thursday, which is sad, but Friday is my first ever PTO.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never had a job that's ever offered PTO before. So it's kind of cool that starting July 1st, I have 3 days of PTO. Sorry, 4 days of PTO.
Damn.
he just threw it at him. He didn't even try to hit you. Nice dodge. One left.
Oh my god, he's so fast.
You got your healing.
Oh, but the bomb stayed. God damn it.
It was just a... Yeah, I'm about to say, he just kind of uses a volatile blob.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have chicken Kiev for dinner. It's gonna be really
nice.
good. Now that I have milk to make my pasta side, I'm gonna have Kiev in that because the garlic butter from the Kiev mixes with the pasta side, and it's really good. I really enjoy it. And then for 4 hours after stream, when I go to bed at 11, I'm just gonna be watching Dropout and playing Monster Hunter Rise. I'm really excited about that.
And that do sound exciting.
It's specifically not exciting, but it is going to be hopefully very relaxing. It is quite funny though, because one of my coworkers is she only has a 2-day work week because she's taking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. And because of the way that training works, we all have to, like, if one of us is gone, all of us have to wait. So we have Monday, Tuesday, but we're about to start the next segment of our training, which is really important. Like, the beginning is the most important part. So doing 2 days and then waiting 6 days and then doing another day of intro doesn't make any sense. So instead, we're just going to be doing like on Friday, we were doing this thing called Percipio. It's a corporate website that's about like industry training and stuff like that. So literally my entire 8-hour shift on Friday was just me listening to these inane corporate nonsense videos about how to communicate better and how to be like more emotionally aware and stuff like that. And it was awesome because I got paid to do that. But in actuality, I wasn't watching that. I was just watching YouTube on my phone. It was great. I loved it.
I guess this is just range battle now.
Goodbye, sir.
The saddest range battle I've ever.
Goodbye, Yon.
Oh, proportions. Yon's broken torso.
I believe that's just an item that you can like crush. Yeah.
Only 48 mass.
So think about that, by the way. Not only is that how much he is worth, they chiseled away an enormous amount of mass to get him properly proportioned to where he could, like, you know, properly stand up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He lost an enormous amount because think about it. How much? Remember the poppable items that you have?
Yeah.
How much do you need in order to get to start ascertaining breath? The top right.
5,000, I guess.
He went from at least 5,000 to 48.
Damn. Unfortunate. And this would
Poor,
a lot of
fortunate
people would
soul.
have not people, but a lot of these rock people would have probably gone through the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And you'll recall that there was like loose conversations in the Servant's Path about needing more materials and stuff like that. The main reason why they do this like chiseling, is because most of the boulder heads who come to the Servant's Pass are not worthy, like aren't even possibly capable of gaining physical perfection. So everybody goes through the same process of getting like hollowed out and carved and as proportioned as they possibly could be. And those who show potential of perfection get the mass that everybody else dropped. And they start like filling them up and giving them whatever. Because you remember the guys that you fought like twice now? They have like the big shoulders and the two blades or whatever. Those are carven. Those are people from the palace.
Oh.
Those are the people who went
cool.
to the Servant's Pass, did the whole thing, showed potential to have perfection, to gain perfection, and like hundreds of other people's mass that they like chiseled away and lost were just given to them and like sculpted into whatever form that they have. So, yeah, it's an extremely cruel system.
Very sad
Scissors!
system. Scissors. I'll try to take his torso all the way to the end, unless I need it for the final boss. And then
48 mass.
48 mass. Maybe it's all I need. Maybe it's the kicker. Does this mean we're in the wall now?
You are now in the wall. Yes.
Awesome. Now we're out of the ball.
Beyond the barrier. This area, by the way, is referred to as the Pale Sky. And that's purely because this entire area, because in the previous area, it was the Falling Sky, right? Because it was all rocks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Pale Sky because in this area, the only thing that drops is wax.
Oh, that's funky. Oh, do I literally... Wait, I should be able to dash past it then. Hopefully. Maybe I could just do this.
Oh, there you go.
Man, these are skinny platforms. I guess this is a giant platforming segment.
And for those of you who are keeping score, I have no idea where this wax comes from, other than the idea that the wax is just something that the gods were made out of. Because everything else in the world is made out of, like, now we have 3 fundamental materials in the world. We have the weird mushroom shit that's way at the bottom, stone, which is 99% of everything, and now, like, an enormous amount of wax that's just coming from somewhere.
Yeah. Who knew? Wax is made out of gods!
Wax is made out of gods!
We call this the God Wax.
The god wax.
God Wax is a really good brand name.
Hard landing. Ooh, that was an easy one.
Oh, right. And now that you're here and you can see what this area is made out of, I can continue on with that that little ditty that I was getting on about before, which is like, what do you do after you have achieved perfection of both form and mind? Preservation. Because just because you have perfection of mind and body now doesn't mean that you're going to have it later. It'll erode over time. You'll recall that the
section with amber.
Sorry?
Is there a section with amber?
No, we're here right now. It's wax. The
amber would have been cool too, I think.
Amber would have been like sap, which is like, I don't know how that would fit into the world per se. The wax has like aesthetic stuff going on, but amber would have been cool. I agree.
Like what they do is they end up just like sticking themselves in like amber because it's like they're technically preserved in that state forever.
You are literally just describing stuff later in this area, but with amber instead of wax. So I guess it does. So I guess it works.
Yeah.
Say, I never thought wax could be such a powerful preservative over rocks.
Well, it's like you remember the thing that Jan said, which was like, well, maybe I just need the flesh. Maybe that's when the perfection begins or whatever. When you were
to...
fighting Shapely Findus, she looks like she's made of marble, right? She looks like a marble sculpture with like some veins around the back of the hand. She's actually just rock like everybody else, but she has gone through the process of being coated in wax, which is the reason why when you counter her, you don't get anything from it.
Oh,
because you can't pull the breath out of her.
Oh, balls. How far back am I? Hopefully not that far. Yeah, not that far.
Other enemies that you'll recall were partially covered in wax were, once again, the Carven warriors that you fought a couple times. They have like the crazy wax like shoulders and stuff. Oh, see, Lawrence, God, I love this zone, dude. It's all platforming.
So much tight platforming and raid.
Good job.
Yeah, this is very Ori and the Blind Forest here.
Nice. Keep going. Don't stop. Oh,
my right thumb was literally
Very
not fast
close,
enough.
yeah.
All right, at least it's not that bad. Oh.
Ladder. Yeah, there you go. I think you're coming up to the area of this where there's going to be like a fork in the path, and one fork is like progress and the other fork is like, hey, here's the White Palace from from Hollow Knight. If you beat it, you get an armor set, and it's not very good, but it looks cool. It's like,
Well, I guess you could use it as aesthetic.
That's true, because you have the ability to just choose an aesthetic instead of armor.
Cosmetics. Man,
Look at this. Suddenly, where does all the wax go?
Now it's just clean. Very clean. Very bright. My eyes.
Real quick, before you go up here.
Red.
What do you guys remember about the coda?
Music thing.
Music.
Yeah, that was actually a detail that I didn't know about. You guys brought that up, and it's like, oh, it actually makes a lot of sense. What did Shidra say you would find beyond the barrier?
The pale sky.
The pale sky, which is the wax sky, right? He also mentioned something about the Doom worshippers.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I want you to think about what it means to go beyond the barrier.
Oh. Your endgame?
Your Doom?
Well, no. I mean, like, sorry, not for you. I mean, for like the people of this world. Because the only way to get beyond the barrier is to get through the palace, which means that you have to have perfection of both mind and body, right?
Right.
Beyond the palace is the pale sky, which is where you then get to preserve it with wax.
So then beyond here.
Well, once again, what's the thing I've been going on and on about? The idea of like breath.
After heaven.
Well, breath tells you exactly one thing. You need to get more perfect. You have perfection of body. You have perfection of mind. You have now preserved it perfectly with wax. What
Perfection
do
of
you
soul.
do next? Because you are still unsatisfied.
Yeah, perfection of soul.
Well, let's move on. And let's see.
Oh. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, never mind. Dude.
It's you here at last. Welcome, great end giver. Welcome to Cenotaph City. I don't know what Cenotaph is. All of this is the Coda's gift to you. Polished and refined, a presentation, a performance in the making of an for an eternity, one that shall at long last end. You will remember the great final performance of the Coda, and we shall be remembered.
Are we about to end the game right now?
No, definitely not. But I want you to think about what this is all saying, because this is the part of the game where after I beat this area, I had to pause and I ranted at Grant for fucking 2 hours. Because it's pretty bonkers. Anyway, begin the celebration! Everyone, to your places! Come, great eater, please! You are welcome to explore the city and all we have created for your arrival. I eagerly await your dance at the Tower and Giver, or our dance, sorry. Our dance at the Tower and Giver. Ha
Sounds good,
You are wearing
buddy.
celebration outfits.
I was about to say,
You are.
beginning.
It's literally his
matching.
outfit, by the way.
We twinsies.
It's him. So think about how long the world's been here. And you can keep going while I'm doing this, but like think about how long the world has been here, how hard it is to get here in the first place. You have to be perfect in form, body, and in body, mind, and preservation in order to even enter this place. And look how many people there are. This is an entire fucking city in the background of people who have achieved perfection and still felt empty inside.
Very impressive. Ooh. Artistes. The paint maker.
Breaker of Infinity.
Only the faded memories of existence. Oh ho ho!
Epitaph, it feels like was it an English word? Like I learned
It is
English, yeah.
So that, I think you can swing at that.
Kinda don't
That
want to, though.
is what you looked like in your past incarnation.
Bro, I had wings, bro.
That is
Oh,
the
okay.
being.
That's dope.
That is the being that Shapely Findus defeated.
Damn, bro.
Way
But then
cooler.
she
An angel.
lost to you.
We're way
That-
uglier.
That's unfortunate. I was saying, this man's looking kind of
Now,
cool.
it should be noted that, as he just said, these are just vague memories from 1,000+ years ago. So you might not have exactly looked like that, but you looked pretty close.
I'm saying, as long as it's close, like...
You can smash
wings,
all
a
of it, by the
hood.
way.
Nah, just that
No,
one.
no, I mean,
Just
like,
because
do it and then
walking
talk
away.
to him.
Why?
Oh, never mind. Maybe just talk to him. Oh, thank you so much. May we all be so fortunate to be found worthy.
They all want to die.
You-
They truly do just all want to like throw over this man.
He's-
Oh, by the way,
he-
epitaph.
Yep.
What? Epitaph is a phrase or form of words written in memory of a person who has died, especially an inscription on a tombstone. So I was like, those words look slightly familiar to me. So yeah, it's like a yeah.
Again, there's me again. Wings and hood, and I look like an angel. Scary angel, though.
Like an angel of death.
I prefer the word love. Death has very negative connotations to my name.
I was watching a compilation of a Doom Eternal playthrough the other day, and obviously there's a lot of like hell and corporate nightmare stuff in that game. And one of the
Right.
things that that boggled my mind was that the company who teams up with the demons uses a PR team to determine what a good alternative phrasing would be instead of calling them demons, and they call them mortally challenged.
Mortally challenged. I
So
love that.
everybody else in the world just refers to it as demons, but this one super evil fuck you like business whatever just calls them mortally challenged instead, and it's like, man, that's great.
That's awesome.
And in case this wasn't super clear, this is in fact the area that I was talking about where there's just no combat. It's just exploration and possibly one of the most interesting, in my opinion, zones in a game like this.
It's definitely the brightest area.
Most well-crafted area in the game.
Well crafted.
Because once again, this is a city of perfection by definition.
Hello.
It is such an honor to finally present you with the city we have created for you to behold.
Stately curvatures.
You didn't find the map yet, right?
Nah, it's somewhere around here. That's why I want to open the map. Like,
yeah, there's nothing.
That's dark.
It's gonna be pretty obvious when you're about to get to like the final boss of the area, and obviously we'll stop there because most of the stuff here I don't really give a shit about. But there is one particular encounter that I find very disturbing, I guess. Oh. So I want to make sure that we encounter it.
I am gonna have to drop off just because I have like a movie apparently I have to go to, but I will. It's like 10 minutes before, so I just have to get ready. But I will be on Twitch, so I want to see the disturbing thing. So we'll talk to you guys later.
We are nearing this. Come on.
Oh, it's just a doorway.
With a ladder, though. I think I've seen this before. Man,
you have seen that statue, by the way.
These ones?
Yep. If you think about it, and you could check it out later. But back in the World Pillar, Shidra has been collecting little knickknacks from all over the world, and that statue of like the two people grasping the vase with like the weird shaped heads is in the background of one of the zones.
Oh,
in the World Pillar.
I didn't even realize.
Convo Maker.
Yeah. You want to join my performance, fools. Don't you know I am a performer? I've done so many performances in my days. I cannot and shall not be stopped. Look down here.
Nice. Thank you for noticing.
It's just person.
Secret Maker.
Secret alcove. Right. Oh shit!
That's the hunter's point or whatever.
You are the easiest mini boss I've ever had to encounter. Good luck. Oh yeah, I've been here before because I remember that lady. Or they? I don't know.
I don't know if you have
maybe
been
they
here.
Might.
I think they just look. I think they just look similar.
No, it was the staircase, and I went in here.
I probably wasn't looking at the screen then.
And I went there, but that was not necessarily a dead end, because there was a little bit of this action going on. I don't think I went right though.
Based on how they're pointing, I think right is towards the
Right is usually the direction.
Handcrafted and placed for your viewing pleasure.
Stand B. Fantuka.
Oh, Guga. The level lamb.
Kunatr.
They're setting me up for a boss fight.
So,
oh shit!
Here's your surrogate, but beyond here is the boss, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah? Oh. You said we're ending it off here?
What do you mean?
And you said that you wanted to end it off before we meet the boss?
Well, no, like there's still like I was hoping that you would like attempt the boss like once. We have 20 minutes until the end of stream, so I don't know.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just keep going. If you can make it to the bell, that would be fantastic. But like I said, there's like one particular encounter I absolutely need you to experience before we do it, and then I have like discussional stuff to talk about about the coda and stuff like that, because it's very interesting. There's a lot of like dialogue that we're kind of not really skipping over, but because we're not like, we don't have the map, so we're not fully checking everything out. Oh, I think this is it.
All right, is
oh, maybe it's not this. I don't quite remember, but anyway.
The crush maker.
Objects for you to crush with your mighty grip. I understand the process can be pleasant.
True, especially if you can do this.
Each one of these is 600.
Oh my god. Nice. Yes! I'm so happy.
That was great. Keep talking to him, I think?
Oh.
No, okay.
Damn, he loved that shit. He was waiting for that for this entire life.
It might, so because this seems so familiar to me, it might be on the exact opposite side of this area, is what I'm thinking of.
I'll head left then.
Yeah. Because I remember the Crush Maker, and obviously that's really cathartic.
The bell. I guess that's progress. Oof. A little bit of frames.
Loading a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, that's a
Snack
snake
keeper.
statue. Snack. Okay, I cannot. Okay.
Crush me now. Gulp me down.
Oh.
Break me apart. Fragments of my being, take me inside of you.
Okay, buddy.
Take all
Chill
of
out.
me inside of you. Smash him.
Fuck him again. I mean, he's asking for it. You get the big fist.
You get one mass. So
That's sad.
let's keep going, because I think that might have been what I was thinking of, but I remembered it being very different. But we'll keep going.
Ooh, I love that flip.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Let's keep going. Ah, this is definitely, yeah.
The boss?
Yeah. You can keep going. I mean, you could talk to this guy first, but
Yeah.
look how many times they tried to create a bell until they created the perfect bell, by the way.
Yeah. They went nuts on this.
All right. So take a break right here. This is where I want to just give a little diatribe about a lot of the themes that we just kind of glossed over here because we didn't really explore this area at all. So, achieve perfection of form, achieve perfection of mind, achieve perfect preservation in the form of wax. What do you do after that? Well, it turns out that around the time that this question was starting to be asked, the first spiral heart appeared. The first incarnation of you, and started devouring people whole, like just crushing them and devouring them like nobody's business. And obviously, since one of the things that they were doing at the time was preservation, right? Because they had gotten to the step of preservation, they fought back against you. I think it's something like they fought back like 2 or 3 times and successfully defeated you. And then your previous incarnation, which I think was incarnation 4, almost made it through the palace until you were defeated by the Shapely Findus. It should be noted that one of the reasons why the Shapely Findus was able to beat you was that you were worn down by all the fights that you had done up to that point, which is one of the reasons why you were able to defeat her here, because you respawned so quickly that they didn't have enough time to get more people into the palace to fight you. So it was like, well, shit. Now,
Yeah.
you see, if you are a being living in this world, and your body, your soul is constantly telling you that you need to achieve perfection. And this is one of the things that Saba said earlier, because clearly you guys were trying to think of stuff, but some of the stuff doesn't really make sense. you can't achieve perfection of soul because your soul is the thing that keeps telling you that you need to be more perfect. Once you have achieved perfection, your soul will stop talking, right? It will stop giving you a drive. That's when you would, like, quote unquote hollow out, but that doesn't really happen because this is Dark Souls. So if you're a person that lives in this world and you're among the extreme upper echelon of society who has achieved perfection in all these different avenues, and now you are suddenly confronted with this being who keeps coming back, whose whole thing is that no matter how many times you defeat them, they just keep getting more and more perfect. This is what the surrogates are. This is when Shapely Findus killed you last time, quote unquote killed you, it was because the fight was so arduous and so frustrating that, you know, imagine you like essentially the previous player quit the game and then you picked it up. That's essentially what this is supposed to be representing, was that the fight was so difficult that they just gave up because they have an infinite number of tries, but they only have a limited amount of patience. You beat her and got to keep going. So if you're a person that lives in this world and you're suddenly confronted with the literal incarnation of death and the destruction of everything that you've been striving towards for the entire existence of this universe, what do? Well, a large number of people decided to dedicate their lives to fighting back and were obliterated, like, very easily. Like, those were the people who fought in the palace against you and helped Shapely Findus and stuff like that, and they were obliterated. The Coda is much more fascinating, in my opinion, because they clearly understand that they do not stand a chance. They know that it's inevitable, they're gonna die. What can we do instead? Like, what can we try to do? Well, we're gone. All the perfection that we've ever strived for in our entire existence is going to just become part of this infinite devouring entity. What we're going to do instead is we're going to try to live forever in the form of this entity's memory.
Oh, interesting.
So this entire civilization of multiple thousands of literally perfect beings have dedicated the past however many thousand years or whatever since the last time Shapely Findus killed you. They've dedicated this entire time to building this entire presentation of the world that you're, like, the city that you're exploring through, all of these, like, different little things. Like, as you've seen, each individual coda in this world or in this city has a job, right? Yeah. To specifically cater to something that you would find cool and interesting, whether it be like, hey, eat me, or hey, I'm gonna sing you a song, which you didn't do, or hey, I'm gonna give you a bunch of stuff to crush because I know you're a player and and that's satisfying. So there's a lot of stuff like that, an enormous amount of stuff like that. And how do you cap the whole thing off? Well, deep down, even if your entire culture is about sacrificing yourself to this being in order to try to maintain yourself within its memory, maybe you put on a little performance. So I'm gonna have you ring the bell.
The final performance. Oh, with the performer man. Okay.
He's the guy you damage, by the way. Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know I was playing Cuphead.
So, as a culture of people, you have acknowledged the fact that there is no way you can possibly win. But as with all living things, you strive to, at the very end, fight back in a way that doesn't seem overtly like you're fighting back. In the exact same way as what I've been talking about, because they understand that when you respawn at the surrogate, you are... It's the same, like, chronological time, right? It's the same event occurring over and over, more or less.
Right.
They have been practicing and perfecting this performance for 1,000 years and have specifically designed it to be as difficult as they could possibly make it without having it seem overtly like you're just trying to like get away with not dying, which I think is really interesting. So there you go.
Yeah.
It leads to a lot of other really interesting ideas, which is stuff like excuse all the people along the way who are giving you like little things to do. There's an impression that you can have, which is like, oh, maybe they're actually just doing these things just to try to buy themselves just a little more time. Right?
Yeah. Oh my god, he's kind of cracked. I didn't expect a scythe.
So he's exceptionally difficult, as you can see. I'll just remind you, you do have the ability to deflect. Don't forget, because I beat this guy with no deflections because I was an idiot and I forgot that they existed.
Oh no.
But I highly recommend doing it because it's very effective. If you do not get him close to 50% health by the time that you're at the top, right, when you get to the final level and he jumps down, I would qualify it as a bad run, personally.
Very interesting. All right.
It's a neat boss, right?
Yeah. Because this is very... compared to the rest of the game, this is a very unique boss fight.
It's a unique area into a unique boss fight, to the point where I feel convinced that this was like a formational idea in the reason why they made this game. Because the idea is so clever and the boss fight is so interesting that it's like, you know, like compare this to like the Vulture fight. Right?
Yeah.
Not to shit on the Vulture, but it is kind of a generic boss fight.
That's nutty. That was only quarter health.
Thinking about it now, actually, with the weapon that you have, half might be unfair.
Seems totally fair to me, bro. Ooh. Oh my god, his combo's long. Damn.
I think what we might do next Sunday is I think I might advise that we take a wee bit of a break from the boss fight per se, and we go around to get you another Estus Flask.
I don't know. Doesn't seem very necessary.
I think that seems insane.
But I like that initial jump, just because you're moving upwards, so you're able to get that super jump.
And it's the same thing as when you have the little platforms, right? Remember the ones that are like on vines and you pull them down?
Yeah,
It's the exact same programming, and that's why, and like, it's supposed to be one of those things where this is where the game effectively, overtly tells you, like, oh, you can do that, by the way. And it's like, oh, now I have all these, like, jumping things I know how to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because think about it, right? If this was just a performance, because what they say is that this is a performance that is specifically to just entertain you before you devour all of them, right? Why would this guy have a scythe? Why would all the dancers have fucking blades on their costumes? Right? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of like, do I go in now or?
Nice counter.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Too early, but you're getting the idea. And this guy is, I think he has the longest, I think he has the highest move set in the game. Even the final
yeah,
boss doesn't
like
have
it.
as much as him.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it.
He's a performer. It makes sense that he would
He's a
plan for a
performer.
bunch of different stuff.
Yeah. He's an artiste.
He's an artiste.
He's an artiste.
His AI also does the thing where it'll respond as you go through the fight. So like if you're constantly hitting him with overhead strikes or whatever, he'll start doing like fucking anti-airs.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Same time, we could probably set him up for that.
What, try to put him in a bad position so that way he's doing anti-airs?
Yeah.
Well, he would only do, well, actually, I don't know
Maybe.
for sure, but I would assume that he would only do anti-airs if you're jumping, but I don't know. Maybe it's something worth trying. Because genuinely, there is no, like, beyond, because you already discovered the jumping thing, which is, like, one of the tricks to this fight. You've already discovered that. There's genuinely no other tricks to this fight. It's just hit him, right?
There.
Goodbye, Saba. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Goodbye, subs. Oh, oh, never mind. He didn't miss. He didn't miss.
He's coming for you, Lawrence. Nice. Pull up. Nice. Oh, and you
man.
got right. You got your damage boost because you pulled him successfully.
Yeah. Dude, this is.
I
Okay.
love seeing you do the counter after you've already taken damage. Oh, because like seeing you do it after you've already taken damage clearly shows that you understood what was supposed to happen. So you're like mashing the button.
I mean, it happens.
No, I know, and that's what I mean. Like it's genuinely like a lovely thing because it's like, oh yeah.
This will be the last attempt. That only makes sense.
Yeah, we have like 3 minutes left. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then we could start off with this crazy fight.
Sure.
It's a shame because I'm gonna kill him in this attempt.
No!
What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck that was about. What the heck was even that? God,
Ladies and
you
gentlemen,
have so
what the
much
fuck?
stamina, dude.
Yeah. Crazy ton.
Like, can you imagine that these beings that you're fighting right now are physically made of the same material that the fucking boulder heads from the beginning of the game are?
That is crazy, just because they're so different.
They're perfectly proportioned and covered in wax,
Shit.
you know?
Shin bacon. Oh, here we go again. Crazy. Damn it, brother. Your delays are crazy.
It's a fucking Elden Ring boss over here.
Yeah. Bro, get over here. To do something else.
And I love how, like, in between his combos, the attacks go from red to white back to red.
Yeah. It's like, he got timed that shit well.
So
You
yeah,
got
that was your
counts.
final attempt. If you wanna just pause real quick, or we can just hang out on this screen. But the hopefully
on this
now
screen,
you
it's
can
pretty.
hopefully now you can kind of see what I was getting at. Clearly you're not wanting to like explore areas as much anymore because you've clearly shown a disdain for area combat against like regular enemies. But
Indeed.
you can see what I mean when I say that, like, the game gets much better after the palace, or like during and then after the palace, because you have the truly excellent boss fight with Shapely Findus, and then right after that it's platforming out the wazoo in the pale sky, like beyond the barrier.
Cool.
And
Which is
then you
cool.
go to, by far, in my opinion, the most interesting area in the game, which is the city of Coda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The liveliest place in the entire game. So
like
far.
people are out to see you because they're like, "Yay, death!"
The Doom cults.
Right? And it's interesting in that way. There's that guy who talks about it a little bit, where there are people even within this city that after 1,000 some odd years or whatever, still aren't necessarily comfortable with the idea of willingly giving themselves up to death. But as opposed to actively allowing them to fight you, they have been imprisoned in a place where they can watch the final performance.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting, because needless to say, the final performance is the last thing that any of these people are going to see before they all die. And I think that that's really interesting. The idea of it being like, and there's like a little bit of a meta aspect to that too, because originally there was going to be enemies in here. It was going to be Coda, who at the last moment, upon seeing you, decided like, I don't want to die, and then they would try to fight you, right?
Yeah.
But then they were thinking about it, like the developers were thinking about it, and they were like, that just doesn't make any sense, right? You had 1,000 years to think about this. They probably planned ahead for people who would snap.
Yeah.
Oh, anywho, that's Grime. You got this, and then I think it's pretty much a straight shot to the Spiral Heart after this. There's a lot of platforming, but it's like a straight shot to the Spiral Heart, then the final boss, and then end of the game. I think. I don't think there's anything that we're missing really, because you're not doing the exploration and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like side areas to do, but you know, we don't have to do them. It's totally fine if we don't. I will ask you real quick before we leave.
Haven't even found the map thing here, but I think that's fine.
I actually don't remember if there is one in this area. I think there is. I think there is after this fight.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know though. I don't quite remember, because I do know that this area goes through a really fucking stark transformation after you clear it. But sorry, the thing I was going to ask was that before we do the final boss, do you want to do secret bosses? The most interesting secret boss by far is the Misbegotten Amalgam, which you've already fought.
And how many other bosses are there?
I think like 3. You have a rematch against the Vulture. You remember, once again, this is the third time I talked about him. The guy with the crank, who's like cranking the big wheel or whatever.
He's a boss.
Well, not him, but his sister is. You can find her somewhere in Lithic. It's like a hidden offshoot area. She's the one who picks up giant boulders and crushes them into smaller boulders, so that way other people can chisel them. And you can go and fight her. It's another thing where she's just minding her own business. And I think you get like an armor piece or something from her. It's nothing particularly. It's an interesting fight on its own, but you know, it's not exactly mandatory. And then the third one is another Carven soldier, but it's him plus minions.
But yeah, if it's just like three-ish secret bosses.
Yeah. All right, I'll look into it. It's gonna be very obvious when the game gets to, hey, this is where you're about to approach the final boss. Once we get there, I'll ask you again, do you want to do secret bosses? Because if you do, you're going to have to like turn your ass around and go all the way back to the nearest nerve pass to get back to the world pillar before the final boss triggers. You know what I mean? So we can do that. I'll make a short list with like a short guide on like how to get there, and that'll be fine. Because you did 2 of the 5, so you're already pretty square on that stuff.
Hey.
Do you care about getting any more of the armor sets? Because there is technically one more armor set that would be quote-unquote better for you right now. Because you have stamina out the ass, and that's mostly because of the armor set that you're wearing. So if you want to keep that, that's totally fine, right? You're getting stamina and strength for it. But there is an armor set which is more strength and health instead of stamina.
Doesn't sound too interesting.
Okay,
feel like
and that's
Stamina's
fine.
more important.
It's one of the like the post game like secret ones, or not post game, but like it's like late game secret. You have to go to this secret platforming area to go get it. And yeah, if you don't want it, that's totally fine. Cool. All right. Good. Good night, Lawrence. I will see you. I don't know. I'll see you soonish,
Next
latest on
time.
Friday, hopefully.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Ciao, sir.
Peace.
Good night, stream. Good night to the nobody that watched.